the wheelchair is the vehicle that puts everybody on a level playing field. But what always surprised me, and the novelty never wears off actually, is that the personality of the player shines through their ability and skill as well, whether it be the ability to pass, the strength of collision, the speed of the way that they push the chair. It's amazing to watch. If you've not watched it, you're in for a treat.
Absolutely. And for our new viewers, just to let you know, the wheelchair game is very similar to the running format. It is the most inclusive team sport on the planet. Absolutely anyone can play, James.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're kind of proud of that. Obviously, there's limitations. You can only have 2 non-disabled players on the pitch at any one time because those players are there to facilitate those disabled players. But yeah, everything you see in the running game of rugby league will transpire on this pitch tonight. You'll see the defence getting back 4 metres instead of 10. You'll see the 6 tackles. You'll see the kicks, which will come from a closed fist. Do you know, any law of the game you see in the running game, you will see tonight, and you'll instantly recognise it as rugby league. Yep,
and you will instantly love it as well. Okay, let's head over to Kyle Amor, who a little earlier caught up with the head coach of the Treble Chasers.
So joining me is the Halifax Panthers coach, Wayne Baldman. Wayne, this is the 4th time that you'll play against your opposition here in a grand final. How confident are you that you can come away again with another victory?
Well, we haven't lost them, so we couldn't come in with any more confidence. But they're a very strong team, and they've been getting better and better and better all season. So England camps are coming to the pinnacle. So we're all the players, we've been playing together week in, week out. So everybody's peaking at the moment.
Does that add extra pressure though to you and the players coming here heavy favourites?
Not really. There's a really light hardness about it in the Halifax team at the moment. We've just been all over the sideline there, giggling and joking between each other, which sometimes the nerves can get a little bit too much, but hopefully we can do what we need to do.
Well, you've got some superstars in your side, Jack Brown, Rob Hawkins, but looking at the Roosters team, there's plenty of experience there, Wayne. Does that worry you at all?
Not at all. I think it's a really evenly matched game. We've got internationals throughout our team. They've got internationals throughout their team. I think it's whoever can complete the sets is going to win the game, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, we wish you all the best. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Well, Carl, they're referencing Jack Brown, who, James, returned to Halifax for the first full season since 2019. He is one of the best to ever play this game, isn't he? What has been key to his longevity?
Looking after yourself. He takes it very seriously behind the scenes. He works hard, he takes care of his body, he practices in his chair a lot, and what Jack brings is, yes, he brings the skill, he brings the magic on the pitch, but Wayne kind of said it in his interview there, how they're a different team this year. They're laughing, they're giggling, they're kind of a lot more relaxed. That's what Jack brings. He doesn't bring that such a serious level that maybe Halifax has been running for a while. He brings a nice even spread across the team, and he's infectious, and I've known the guy a long time, and he evens out Wayne's kind of serious tone, and that's where the success has come from as well.
Well, I'm so glad it was high praise for the one and only Jack Brown, because I believe we can speak to him now if he can hear me. Jack, has been quite the return to the competition, hasn't it? I mean, League Leaders, Shield winners, Challenge Cup holders. You're now in the grand final and, of course, a contender for the Wheels of Steel.
Yeah, it's been a busy season. We're picking it at the best possible time. Wayne's really working us. But yeah, we've had a really good season. The team's really gelled well throughout the year, and we've really got better as we've gone along.
And you know what? You keep getting better the longer you play this game. What's been key? We've just heard from James there what he believes the secret is to your longevity. But what is it? What do you love about this great game?
Obsession. I think that's my secret. Obsession. You can't do something if you don't love it. And the best time of my life is spent either playing with these guys or in that England shirt with my teammates. Just got to love it.
Well, you certainly are. It's clear that you love playing it. We absolutely love watching you play. Just on tonight's matchup, of course, you're taking on the London Roosters, the same team that you played and beat in the Challenge Cup final. Can we expect a similar contest?
Oh yeah, definitely. London have just been firing all year round. They've been Joe's been pinnacle in that. He's just such a clever player, and he's another one of them players that's just been in the sport so long and just keeps learning more. So they're a hard team. They're going to be aggressive. We just got to let it hit.
Jack Brown, you are an absolute superstar, as tough as they come. Thank you so much for talking to us in the warm-up. You just focus on the game ahead.
Thank you.
James, I said it at the top there, he's an absolute superstar. How key and how pivotal is his partnership with somebody like Rob Hawkins?
Yeah, it's so important, and it frees Rob up. When Jack left in 2019, he did leave a massive hole. Halifax have tried to fill that hole. You know, they had Jeremy over last year, Seb a few years before, and with him back, it fills that hole that we're missing, and it frees Rob up to play like Rob. He doesn't have to try and play like Jack. So Rob now is so comfortable in his own skin, so comfortable in his role. He's just playing so free off the back of what Jack is creating. And it's fantastic to see him actually define his new role.
Okay, well, let's head back over to Carl Amor, who has been speaking to the London Roosters boss.
Yeah, so joined by Tom Kyd, London Roosters coach. Tom, first of all, congratulations, Coach of the Year. How does that feel?
It feels really good because it's a recognition of how the team's performed, and it's not just the first team or the Super League team that are going to play today. It's our reserves team, it's our support staff, and all the people that have made it such a memorable season for London Roosters. And I'm lucky enough to be able to lead that, and I have worked hard, so it's nice to get an opportunity to be recognised.
Yeah, well, look, you lost to the Challenge Cup final to the Halifax Panthers. You played each other 3 weeks ago. It was only an 8-point ball game in that. You came out on the losing side. What have you learned from 3 weeks ago ahead of this evening?
I think it's a lot of the intangible stuff, or the stuff that's really difficult to produce at training, which is like playing on this sort of stage in front of loads of people, bright lights, cameras everywhere, and it's like that scrutiny and intensity that you can't do at practice. So I think we'll be better for that experience, and hopefully we'll start fast today because we're used to what this feels like now.
Well, talking about starting fast, younger brother Joe, what form he's in, and how much you're going to need him tonight?
Joe's had his best season he's ever had, and I think he's feeling super, super confident. I think he'll take it personally, going head-to-head with Jack Brown today, and yeah, I just can't wait to see him play.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best.
JJB, I want to pick up on something that he says there. Tom says about his younger brother that he's going to take his battle with Jack Brown personally. What do you think he means?
I think he wants to be the best, as all sportsmen and women want to do. You know, the wisdom there of Tom Kyd, it just never ceases to amaze me for a guy who's so young. But his brother here, you know, we was chatting earlier, me and James Simpson, and the phrase that James said was that he's dialed in, he's understood that the game's growing, and if you want to be at the top of your game, you've got to keep making those incremental gains. His body shape is a lot better, he's working on the tactics, his partnership with the likes of Lewis King, as well as England captain, is growing, and if you want to beat teams like Halifax, you've got to be on top of your game. I think that's what it means.
Okay, well, let's actually find out from the man himself, Joe Kyd.
Great work.
Hopefully he can hear us right now. Joe, have you got us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, your brother said in that interview that your battle with Jack Brown tonight, you're going to take personally. What can you explain? Enlighten us. What did he mean?
He's set me up there, Tom, but no, Jack's one of the best in the world. And we've got to worry about the whole team. Me and Jack will go back a long way, so I'm sure we'll have a great battle on the field, but I'm more worried about what I'm going to do.
Well, we cannot wait to see that battle. Let's talk about you then, Joe. It is the London Roosters' first Super League Grand Final. How are the nerves?
Yeah, really relaxed actually. You know, we had a nice team meal yesterday. Celebrated the year together and hopefully get another job done, but we're all ready. Been working hard towards this as a group for a long time now, so I think we're ready.
What's it going to take?
We just worry about us, stay in control, worry about what we can do. And then you know, hopefully that takes care of the rest of the work.
I just want to ask you something. How important is it, Joe, to be playing this game on this stage with, of course, the opportunity to inspire others to potentially play this game?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think this is the greatest sport in the world, and I want as many people to see that. You know, we're not just a sport for rugby league hardcores. You know, we're a sport for everyone, and it's so fast, it's ferocious, and so skillful, and I want everyone to see that. You know, so if we can showcase that today, then we're in a great place.
Well, I have no doubt you'll be able to do that. Joe Kyd, we wish you the very best of luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Jonesy, let's pick up on what Joe was saying there. Of course, taking on the Panthers, who they have not managed to beat in some time. I think they got the goods over them earlier on this season, but they did lose on the big stage in that Challenge Cup final. So what can we expect tonight? What is this contest going to look like?
I think London need to start well. The last time I seen them playing against Halifax, they went down to about 16 points to nil. And they clawed themselves back into that game, played really professionally and built it, starved Halifax of the ball, and that's what they need to do, get the ball away from the likes of Jack Brown and Rob Hawkins and the rest of the team. That's worked very well put together by Wayne Baldman. And you know, the longer they starve them that ball, the more opportunities they're going to create for themselves. And they've got a great narrative as well. I think it's Tom Coy's perhaps his last game as he takes up a new role at the RFL. They want to finish strong for him tonight.
So James, London into their first grand final in Super League. What growth would you say you've seen from Tom Coy's side this year that suggests perhaps they can create history and win their first piece of silverware?
There's a lot of experience in that team. Do you know, Joe and Lewis themselves have played in 3 Challenge Cup finals over the course of 2 different teams. Jason Owens played in multiple championship finals. There's a lot of England caps spread between them, but it's getting them to work together. And when they've all come from different teams to form London Roosters, it's getting them to play a certain way and play the way Tom wants them to. And it's taken them that 2 or 3 year period to this year. They're actually starting to build and play the kind of way he wants them to play, and that's why the success is coming now.
Okay, well, it will be a contest as the London Roosters look to create history and win silverware for the very first time, but they are going to have to get past their opponents tonight, the Halifax Panthers, who are going for the treble. They've already won the Challenge Cup. They've already won the League Leader Shield. Can they lift the Super League trophy tonight? Kickoff, it's next. We're in the heart of Manchester for the final game of the Betfred Super League wheelchair season, the grand final. History today could be written. The Halifax Panthers have a legacy of dominance in this competition, but they face a London Roosters side desperate to win their first ever piece of silverware in the wheelchair game. It's the cup holders and league leaders, Halifax Panthers, taking on the team that they beat in the Challenge Cup final and who finished the regular season in second, the London Roosters. And this is how the teams line up. We'll start with Halifax, who have a team full of stars. They have the 2025 Young Player of the Year, Finlay O'Neill. His second game was this year's Challenge Cup final, and he has been rewarded with a place on that plane to Australia for the Ashes next month. Rob Hawkins and Jack Brown, 2 of the 3 contenders for the Wheels of Steel. Wayne Baldman and Nathan Holmes complete the starting lineup. On the bench is Kian Horgan, Joe Kyd, Jack Brown's half-brother, Jordan Holt, and keep your eyes on him. I have been told he will make a huge impact when he enters the game. And as for their opposition, the London Roosters, well, they have Lewis King. He's been named England captain for the Ashes in October in Tom Halliwell's absence. Joe Kyd, what a season he is having. He'll be the playmaker for the Roosters. Mason Billington, Jack Linden and Casper Wass, just 15 years old, the youngest in the competition. On the bench is Jason Owen, the oldest player in the competition. I'm sure he won't mind me revealing his age, 55 years old. Matt Wass, who is the father of Casper, and of course, Freya Levy. But we are moments away from kickoff. That trophy there up for grabs. The winner will take it home. But before the teams come out, it is time for the traditional Betfred Super League Grand Final anthem, Jerusalem, performed by Lynn Canning.
Performed by Lynn Canning. Performed by Lynn Canning. the Betfred wheelchair.
Kickoff for the Wheelchair Super League Grand Final is imminent. Your commentators are James Simpson-Hill and Carlo Moore.
Cheers, Jenna. It's always a huge occasion here on Sky Sports, the Grand Final. Welcome along to this one from the National Basketball Performance Centre. This is the Betfred Wheelchair Grand Final. As the players emerge out onto the field, a champion will be crowned over the course of the next 80 minutes as the two teams take centre stage here. In the usual format, as the players will all be introduced one per player at a time to the crowd here. And there's Joe Kyd watching on. He wants a big performance. And Wade Baldman, Tom Kyd there too, the coach of the London Roosters. Rob Hawkins now, 45 tries to his name. Joel Caldcott, and he keeps getting better and better. And there's the enforcer, Nathan Holmes, Jordan Holt, and the world's best player, Jack Brown. Big cheers all out for him. Cian Horgan, Finlay O'Neill, young player of the year in the competition. And then finally, it's Thomas wearing 37. What about the London Roosters? It's Lewis King, the former Wheel of Steel in 2023. Captain of the Roosters, will be captain, of course, down in Australia for the Ashes. Mason Billington will need a physical start from him. Joe Kyd. Stop Kyd and stop the Roosters, according to the Halifax Panthers coach, Wayne Baldman. Up there's Jason Owen. Matt Wass starts on the bench. And Jack Linden, a real team player in this Roosters outfit. Max Owen there. And Casper Wass, only 15-year-old son of Matt. And Freya Levy, how she would love to finish with a grand final wingers medal. We're really looking forward to this one. This really is the most inclusive and diverse sport on the planet. It's rugby league at its scintillating best. And the referees in the middle, a special mention for Rebecca Whitley. What a fantastic season she's had. She's been rewarded here with the game for the grand final. David Butler will be the lead official for number 2. And Ollie Cruikshank and Matthew Ball, they are the in-goal touch judges here. That's your officiating team for this one. As the players take towards their side of the field, last bit of instruction, high fives all around. It really is a sport where metal meets metal, where skill and speed meet heart and grit. And a man who knows all about this occasion, a player and a coach. I'm delighted to be joined alongside for this one, James Simpson-Hill. James, good evening to you. And what's key tonight for these two teams?
Good evening to you too, mate, and thanks for having me here. Yeah, we're in for a fantastic night. You know, all the work's been done, all the training, all the effort, all the prep's been done. It's all about the next 80 minutes, and you're going to see two fantastic teams who have worked incredibly hard all year work for that trophy.
Well, of course, the Halifax Panthers, many said that they are huge favourites heading into this one. They have an opportunity to go undefeated all season, and this will complete the treble if they can get it done. That's Joe Kyd. He'll be tasked with starting this game off. All the thoughts and the feelings, James, ahead of this one for these guys.
Well, you need to get those first nerves out of the way, get that first kick, that first return, that first carry, and you've got to settle into it. A lot of these players might not have played in these kind of occasions, the crowd, the camera, the noise. You've got to manage those nerves if you're new to it, and then once you settle into it, that's what's going to win this game, is the composure that comes with settling down early.
The kick to start there from Kyd was a little bit too long, so Finlay Neil tasked with taking the 8-metre restart. Jack Brown, hands on the ball, will hear his name a lot. And a penalty gone against Halifax here, James.
Yeah, that's an incredibly harsh penalty. You know, they were all over Jack there. He'd got his nose through, he'd made a line break. They were all over him, they gave him no space. Do you know that? But now they've just got to front up and they've got to defend it.
And Jack Brown there penalised, so it's the London Roosters who will have the first opportunity into the Panthers half. There's a carry there through centre field there. Mason Billington. He's tagged Kyd to the right-hand side. Here comes King. Still going. Billington. 6 metres away. Here comes Kyd. Still Kyd here. Oh, he's just tackled there. Billington goes for the line. Oh, great last-ditch tackle there from Halifax.
That is an absolutely incredible tag from Jack. Now they've just got to defend this. There'll be a set play coming here. They'll tee up behind him and go for it.
Here's Billington. Kyd twisting and turning. Ball over the top. It's a try. London Roosters has scored the opening try of the grand final, and it's come through the youngster Casper Wass, 15-year-old teenage sensation. Brilliant work there from Kyd, using his upper body, gets the ball out over the top, and it's Casper Wass who strikes first.
You can see there what they're trying to do is land in the middle, land in the sticks, and split Halifax in half, so they have to load up either way. That's all they did. They had a short side. Joe recognised it. Long ball out to the edge player who crosses and scores.
Loading up they did. London Roosters landing the first blow here.
We talk about the composure that has to come in these big games, and a penalty, and then there's a try off the back of it. They have to keep each other away from their try lines. Both teams are full with strike players who can execute things like that. They have to keep each other away from those try lines.
Well, both teams have scored a number of tries this season. As Kyd shapes up with his familiar routine. And he lands it there, good. 6-0.
Now this kick that's going to come from Halifax has to stay in play. If it goes dead, that's a 7-tackle set, slight different to the running game rules, but then that gives them 7 tackles to attack, which you want to keep them away from it as much as possible.
Coach Tom Kyd delighted with the start there. And Casper Wass getting on the score sheet. Big shot gone in there on Kyd from Brown. There's a penalty here. And a goal line dropout rather. Jack Brown forcing Kyd behind his own try line. Takes the tag, tackle's complete. And the restart is on the way. A long kick downfield. That's a beauty, James.
Oh, it's fantastic, and it's gone dead. And that's one of the only differences you'll see from the running game and the wheelchair game, is Halifax will get the ball from there. But you've pinned them into the corner, 4 metres in, 4 metres out, and they've got to go the whole way.
Well, you mentioned about keeping each other away from the try line, and a dropout like that will certainly go a long way. There's tackle 2, Nathan Holmes. Finally gets tagged there. Hawkins. How quick is he? Rob Hawkins. Here comes Brown. Brown there, just tackled on the halfway line. Holmes to Hawkins. Hawkins with a little stab through. The chase is on. Can Baldman get there? Oh, good tackle there as well from Hawkins, following up on his own kick. King.
This is where it's going to be incredibly key. Can you keep them down by their own try line? Keep them away, keep the threat away from your line.
And they're trying to advance up the field, getting through this set. Mason Billington. Here comes King again, he's been lively, the captain. Tagged there by Brown. Kyd, long ball over the top. Oh, it's forward. Oh, we saw the opening score come from a penalty from Jack Brown. Now it's Kyd. That head-to-head battle between those two. It just puts Kyd under pressure. He has to throw that ball, but it's gone forward, and an opportunity now for Halifax.
Well, this is what we talk about, that composure now. You've just turned the ball over in your half. Can Halifax execute and even up the odds?
There's Holmes, making himself difficult to be tagged. He is now by Billington. Brown onto Hawkins. Hawkins cuts back inside, he finds a gap. Over the top it goes to Brown. Brown's pulled down, here's Baldman. Oh, Baldman loses the ball. And the Roosters celebrate that one like a try.
And so they should. That was fantastic defence. You know, they gave Halifax no way to go, and it resulted in the error. Do you know, at the end of the grand final last year, Wayne Baldman said we have to manage our errors, and already errors are starting to creep in. That is Halifax's weakness. They have to keep those errors low.
Well, this is a good carry here from Kyd. Dumps it on to Billington. Billington to King. Finlay Yates looking for contact. London Roosters now with ball in hand here. Kyd dumps it back to Billington. Billington met there by O'Neill and Hawkins. Kyd with the stab through. But Brown's there. Brown collects. Here comes Hawkins. Here's trouble. Hawkins is away. Is he? Penalties given. Penalties given, and perhaps a needed penalty from Mason Billington. And it's boiling over now. Here we go. It's all on.
That is not what we want to see in this game. When I talk about Halifax's penalties, London are notorious for their ill discipline, and if they can keep a handle on their discipline, they will win. If their discipline keeps creeping in and things like that happen and they lose their cool, that is where Halifax will start having a lot of joy.
Well, Hawkins, Billington all over him. Hawkins didn't like it. Throws the ball at Billington. And Mason Billington sees the red mist. Well, there might be a bit more here. Rebecca Whitley calls out Billington.
I think Rob Hawkins did fantastic there, just to get his hands in the air and say, I'm not doing anything.
Sent to the sin bin.
I have never seen that before in a wheelchair grand final.
Oh, goodness me, it could be the very first card ever produced in a grand final. 7 minutes in. Shake of the head there from Coach Kyd. And Wayne Baldman now. Can they make the numbers pay? Brown. Over the top it goes to Hawkins. Hawkins is over. Hawkins makes them pay. Straight away. And Rob Hawkins gets the ball down in the corner. That's his 47th try this season. And the Wheel of Steel nominee dots it down and brings this game back to potentially all square. It came about from the Billington card, and Jack Brown just holding that ball, pops it over the top, and Rob Hawkins gets on the outside of the Roosters and gets an important score, James.
You see Jack coming in there. Jack is always going to draw two players in. That's exactly what happened. He basically almost gave Rob a walk in there by attracting so many defenders. And now they're going to get the ball back against four players. It would be a scary thought to have Rob and Jack now coming at you with one defender down.
Well, they don't need an invitation to space. Baldman pulls that kick wide. It's a very different style of goal kicking, doesn't it? Wayne Baldman, no run up, it's more just pure upper body strength. He pulls that one to the left.
Yeah, you see a lot of different players have a lot of different techniques, and Wayne's very static. He sets his chair, takes his time, lines it up, and then he goes for it. That is fantastic. I mean, look at that awareness from Rob there. He stretches himself out, get his arm, get his shoulders as far away from that defender as he can and touches down. Fantastic.
Just gets on the outside of Jack Linden. You can't help feel if they had the full five players out there, that space probably isn't there, James.
Well, the pitch is 20 metres wide, so we break that down into 4 metres each. Your 4 metres is your channel, your defence, and you take a player out of that, you're leaving 20% of the pitch open.
So a lot of work for the Roosters to do.
I think the Roosters now will be doing everything they can to keep that clock ticking over to get Mason back out there.
Indeed. Another kick from Kyd that's going to hit the corner flag. So it will be an 8-metre restart here.
An 8-metre restart with 7 tackles. This isn't what London want in this situation.
There's Finlay Owen, rookie this season. And his second game was that Challenge Cup final win. 44-26, it went in the way of the Panthers. Here comes Brown. Brown met there by Kyd. Tackle complete. O'Neill. Baldman. Baldman dumps back to O'Neill. O'Neill searching for some joy. Hawkins to Holmes. Holmes to Brown. Brown with King all over him. He's still going here. Here comes Hawkins. There's a chance. There is a chance. Baldman back inside, and they scored again. Nathan Holmes has just gone back to back for the Panthers.
You know, when that first started, that first set, I thought London did incredibly well. They weren't taking the tag.
Oh, it's called a forward pass.
Interesting. London will take all day with this set now to get that clock down, to get Mason back on.
So the Roosters survive another attacking scare there from the Panthers.
I'd have liked to have seen more straightening up from Halifax in that set. You know there's 4 players. Straighten up, create the space somewhere else and hit one of your support players. See Joe's taking his time now, running that clock down, denying them possession, ready to try and get Mason back out there.
There's Jack Linden. Real long rangy player is Linden. You're right, James, they are taking each and every second that they possibly can. Joe Kyd just trying to eat as much of the clock down as he can. Lewis King, tackle still not complete. And it is now Rob Hawkins completes that tackle. Kyd, long kick down, trying to turn Baldman around and does so. It's a chase on there, but it just rolls over the sideline, and a decent set there from the Roosters.
Exactly, they delayed the play as much as they could, trying to deny Halifax the ball in hand, and that's exactly where they wanted to turn it over, and then go again.
And here is Baldman popping it out over to Hawkins. There's a race on in the corner. And Hawkins, they spilled the ball. And this is a good period here for the London Roosters, considering they are down a player. Kyd there doing ever so well to chase Hawkins down, get in front of him and force the mistake.
Halifax are playing like they're a player up, so they're trying to create space all the time. They're thinking we're just going to break at every opportunity. They need to keep playing like there's 5 out there and create the space.
Kyd told to go back to where the tackle was. King. No real ground made there. Kyd, big shot. Jack Brown. And head-to-head battle between those two. There's King to Linden. Little juggle. Still manages to hold on to the ball. O'Neill all over him. That's tackle 4. You're coming down this right-hand side with Kyd, a little dink over the top.
You could see the Halifax player delaying the tag then on the London player. That's the opposite you want to do. You want that ball back. You want to get it and you want that ball back. Take the tag fast.
And the ball just bounces over the sideline there. Lewis King touches the ball. I think there might be some running repairs here to Rob Hawkins' chair.
You do get a certain leeway here when you have a chair malfunction to get another player on.
Well, Tom Kyd will be delighted now, James, that the London Roosters are back to full complement.
Yeah, exactly, but the tone has been set now with that card, so we can't be having anything else like that. I think I should also mention in the wheelchair game, it's a 5-minute sin bin, not a 10-minute sin bin.
Brown with a neat flick out there. Rob Hawkins cuts back inside, gives it to Holmes. Baldman. Here comes Brown. Tackle complete there on Baldman. In the centre field here, 10 metres away from that line. Here comes Holmes. Straightens up. Billington completes the tackle. He'll be wanting a big involvement here for his side, no doubt about it. Finlay and O'Neill with the tag up. Here's Baldman. Cuts back on the angle into the corner. And Kyd has ripped the ball out. Kyd pinches the ball from Baldman. Baldman then rips it back. And the penalty You can just see there, Baldman shaping up to kick. The kick pressure was good, Kyd collects. And then Baldman just can't resist, just to rip the ball out here.
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't really know which way that decision was going to go until we saw it given, because it looked like there was 2 ball strips there. But again, you've built that pressure, you give away a penalty, you're just relieving it again. You know, I'd like to see more composure from Halifax when they're in that side of the field. I'd like to see them build to something and execute.
Just on that, James, you know, the London Roosters, they've had a man down. Yes, they conceded a try, but they're still leading here.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to be a bit more composed at the moment. You know, in a final, you're not winning it in the first minute, you're winning it near the end. So just be composed, keep chipping away, and eventually your opportunities will come. Halifax are trying to force the opportunities at the moment.
And force it, indeed. King, neat ball, back over to the try scorer, Casper Was. Kick through from Kyd, trying to turn Baldman around once more. Baldman is there. Baldman takes the tackle from Billington. No, he doesn't, he offloads the ball. Brown.
Jack was incredibly smart then. He got the ball and he carried on moving.
A bit of tangle up here.
There was a temptation to offload it, but he just got himself in a better position, chewed up some meters, and then they're going to go from there.
Holmes. Baldman again decides to have an early kick in this set, wanting Jack Brown to chase. Jack Brown wants the bounce, he gets the bounce. Jack Brown has just scored a wonderful try there from Halifax, and it was all down to the experience, the connection, the communication between Baldman and arguably the best player in the world in Jack Brown. It was only a matter of time, James, before his name would get on the score sheet, and it's taken 15 minutes. Baldman's kick.
Those two have been playing together for almost 2 decades. Their connection is fantastic. You know, they've played together at every single level, and all they had to do there, Jack, all he had to do was give him a little call, maybe a noise. Wayne would have known exactly what that meant, and there we go. And massive props to Wayne there. You know, he dummied a kick, he put a lot of questions in the Roosters defenders' heads. He dummied it, they turned, they came back to him, and then he kicked it again. That was a nice bit of play from him.
Well, he missed the first kick earlier on from Rob Hawkins' try. Can he convert this one? He's got it. 10-6 to the Panthers. The fans are happy. Coach and Captain Baldman are happy. And this kick was just something else, James.
It was perfect. You know, there's a lot of bounces on it, and when you're kicking on a floor like this, you've got to aim further back from where you want the ball to end up, because it is going to bounce, and that was pitch perfect. It landed on the 12-metre mark and then nicely rolled back for Jack to push onto it.
Oh, the pickup was incredible as well.
If they hadn't have scored it, a London defender would have got it, and they'd be coming away from their own line. So either way, it was a fantastic result.
Well, nearly a quarter of the game gone here in the wheelchair Super League Grand Final. 10 points to 6, the Panthers lead. Jack Brown, Rob Hawkins, Wheeler Steel nominees on the score sheet, and Casper Was, the first score of the evening.
And this is your set after points here. Your set after points. What a break.
Oh, neat stuff there from Finlay O'Neill. Here comes Holmes once more. Holmes is just tossed out of his chair by Kyd.
Yeah, set after points here. You need to be just finishing, getting in a really good turnover position.
Brown decides to kick now, chasing and looking for Hawkins. Hawkins, has he got there? Hawkins has got there. It's another try from another kick. Jack Brown, the try scorer last time. This time he's the provider. And the familiar names of Hawkins and Brown.
And what you're seeing here is you're seeing Jack take it right to the line. There's such a threat with ball in hand that they're going to close him down, but they're just popping that ball through. And again, even if it gets, a defender gets it there and turns it over, they've got to go the full length. It's fantastic, but look at the weight on that kick, so weighted. Perfect, yeah, fantastic. That's not an easy ball to pick up either. You're in a wheelchair, you've been pushing, the ball's bouncing, fantastic.
Yeah, the skill and the execution of these players is something else. And Rob Hawkins, just look at that, averaging 5.5 tries a game in Super League this season. He scored 4 last time these two met in that playoff win. And Wayne Baldman now tasked with his first kick from the right-hand side of the field.
Rob Hawkins is one of the best edge players in the world. He's a fantastic edge player. Having Jack back has freed him up to push back to his edge where he's the best, he's the most comfortable, and he gets the most done. And having Jack back has released Rob to be at his full potential as an edge player, and he's doing things like that.
Now Wayne Baldman unable to convert. And the scoreboard now stays 14 points to 6 to the Halifax Panthers. Just going back to your point there then, James, is how do you stop the pace of that man? How do you stop him?
You've just got to be ready for what's coming. You've got to be set. You've got to kind of anticipate it and then be an edge player who chases it down. It's incredibly hard to stop, but you've just got to be alert to it. And it's a question of pace. You need a player who can match his pace.
And there certainly isn't anybody out there to match the pace of Rob Hawkins.
And again, an 8-metre restart with a 7-tackle set. In wheelchair rugby league, these things can be killers.
Yeah, 7-tackle set it is, and they're coming out again to this right-hand side. This time it's O'Neill heading down that right flank. Brown digging into the line. Brown still going. Holmes well met there by Linden, but Brown is still moving forward. And Brown pops it out to Hawkins. Hawkins using his shoulders. Here comes Holmes again. Well, they've just rolled all the way up. They've just rolled all the way up in that full set, that 7-tackle set. It's tackle 1. They've given away the penalty in ball in hand. I think it was Nathan Holmes who pushes.
Halifax's composure at the moment is severely lacking. When they get in those positions, they need to hold the ball. That was their 2nd tackle. They would have had 5 shots at that try line from there. Once you get in that good position, hold the ball. Let the rest of your teammates work behind you and come on and set something up. They need to be more composed.
Well, the Roosters survived the latest threat from the Panthers. Billington gives it to Kyd. Kyd just making himself as big as he can be. Difficult to take those tags. Lewis King. Kyd with a quick play of the ball here. Still going forward, looking for that offload. Baldman all over him. King just puts the ball between his legs and tries to put on the afterburners. Was. Kyd once more. He's had some number of carries already, hasn't he, Kyd?
Yeah, do you know, he's in incredible shape this year, Joe. Do you know, I've known him a long time. We've been teammates, so we've been in a lot of environments together. And when he's really dialed in, he's a fantastic player. And this year, he seems to have really nailed everything that it takes to be a fantastic player.
He's making himself difficult there, as is King through the centre of the field. Here he comes again, Kyd. Billington with a twist of the hips. Just tries to get back in between Baldman and Hawkins. And there's a penalty given away here. Wayne Baldman just messing around there too long. You can just see Billington making it ever so difficult. Baldman pulls the ball away. Penalties here. Here comes King. Casper Was. They're 4 metres away from the line here. Kyd to the left-hand side. Kyd to King. King gets the ball down, but I think he may have been tackled. Finlay O'Neill with a last-ditch effort, and it needed to be special. King denied a try, but for how long? Billington met in the middle by Brown. Kyd to the left. They're loading the left-hand side up. Kyd still going. It's another penalty. But yeah, this time
Joe went to play the ball without his tag on, which is a penalty. It's like not regaining your feet. So he went to touch the ball down, then he put his tag on after. That is an incredibly hard thing for the match officials to look at. Touching the ball to the ground before the tag goes, you can see it there, and that is the penalty. That's why he threw it, kind of just get rid of it as fast as he could to try and hide the fact there, that little movement.
Incorrect play of the ball there from Kyd.
Halifax have to be composed. They have to start completing these sets and building.
And Baldman. Here comes Jack Brown. Holmes. Holmes being busy through the middle. Here comes Brown down this short side. Still going. Nowhere to go though. Kyd and Brown lock horns once more. Holmes. Brown. Brown scores. Brown has just turned Lewis King inside out. There was nothing doing there whatsoever. The play of the ball was a slow one by Nathan Holmes, and Brown shows King the outside. Snaps hard off the right wheel, just there. Spins and turns and dots the ball down. And goodness me, James, the Roosters are in a hole at the moment.
They are, yeah. Jack came onto that ball so flat. At first I thought he'd made a mistake. You need that depth, that width, you know, you're not going to be able to ship the ball out that close to the line. But a great bit of pirouetting there. He saw that the defender further in the line hadn't closed the space. He leant forward, he's a long guy, he's tall, his arms are long. He just reached over and put the ball down. Fantastic little bit of personal skill, but what do London do now? They can't hemorrhage points. Saying that, Halifax need to start completing. They can't keep giving away London opportunities on their line.
Now Rob Hawkins tasked with taking over from Wayne Baldman and the kicking department, and he converts the simplest of conversions so far this evening for the Panthers, but it's that man, Jack Brown. 22 tries to his name this season. And he ties Lewis King inside out. Joe Kyd doesn't move quick enough on the inside. The space is there.
He gets stuck on the stick. Joe gets stuck behind the play of the ball. He needs to close that space and stop that opportunity coming on from behind. But, you know, hey, it's only 25 minutes in, but London need to plug the gap.
Well, that is one thing that perhaps new viewers to the game do not get too fixated on that scoreboard, because we know in the blink of an eye 3 tries can be scored very, very quickly. I've seen it happen over the years myself here, being involved in this wonderful game.
Absolutely, mate. And you know, momentum is everything in this game. Do you know, the running game is territory, momentum. And if you've got momentum in this game, it is priceless.
So here we go again. Kyd's kick finds the touchline this time.
Halifax are more than happy to let the ball go out. They're winning, they're in control. Let the ball go out, start your set fresh. They just need to complete.
Hawkins shaping to kick there early on. Brown wanted it. Here's Baldman. Holmes. Met there through the middle of the field. Billington's putting himself about here. Jack Brown, busy as ever. Jack Brown still going. He's got Hawkins on his outside, but there's a coming together here between Kyd and Brown. The tackle is complete.
Fantastic bit of dummying from Jack there. He put the ball in his hand to shape a pass, and it didn't come, and then just went for it. He saw the space.
Holmes. He's had a big involvement. And they've just...
Yeah, that was a fend. You saw that Nathan went in and pushed the defender off.
It's a couple of times, James, that they've given away penalties with ball in hand, and here's the latest incident. Holmes, you just see there, he just pushes Lewis in the back, and he's trying to do the right thing, but it becomes the wrong thing.
You've just got to keep your hands out of there. Do you know, in this sport, the chair-on-chair contact is enough. You can't be having the reaching, the pushing, the shoving. The contact is enough, and they just keep letting London back in. Their completion rate needs to be better at Halifax. Their composure needs to be better.
Oh, Billington there, coming from deep, trying to just get a quick play of the ball, but he's met once again by Jack Brown. Kyd. Ball over the top there to King. King is a metre or so away from this right-hand side. Here comes Linden. Linden has just thrown the ball away there. Billington wasn't aware.
Luckily, the tag had gone first, so they're going to go back to that.
Here comes Kyd once more. Twisting and turning. Heading over to that far side of the field. Jack Brown gets the offload away. Billington. Oh, the tag was made. The tackle was complete.
Halifax were fantastic there. Just as he's shaping to pass, that's when you take the tag.
Billington. dumped to the floor there by Holmes. Here's tackle 5.
This is the shape they did before that they scored off. Set in the middle and try and split the defence.
They try and pick a side here. Overload one side, you can see Kyd and King come in, and they come to the left-hand side. It's Kyd, and well defended there once more by Halifax Panthers, James.
Yeah, do you know, the key in that position is the middle player under the sticks has to go at the first receiver. They're a running threat. Every single team uses this same shape. The first player there, which is Jack, has to take out that first receiver, while the next 2 players take on the other 2 attackers. And Jack, you've got to bust a gut from that position. He did just that, and he managed to get the tag and shut it down.
Right then, let's head down pitch side to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening, Kyle. I've been immersed, they say, defence wins games, and I've been fascinated by Mason Billington's laser-sharp focus in being the leader of the Roosters' defence. His voice, his vocals, his aggression. He's peeled himself out of the audience. He's been desperate in lunging. He's found himself in the bin, cost the team 4 points, but he's been outstanding for me in defence, and he really wants to win this game. But you wonder if defence alone is going to be enough for London Roosters.
Cheers, Jamie. Yeah, well, defence certainly is going to get another look at here from Halifax Panthers. Wayne Baldman just losing the ball there. You can see the head in his hands, maybe a costly error.
One of Wayne's big things is errors. We need to cut out errors. That was his whole motto at the end of the grand final last year. They are hemorrhaging errors here, and it's given London so many opportunities.
Well, we've entered in the final 10 minutes here. Billington crashes into Brown. They're coming down this left-hand side once more. Oh, but they've made another mistake again. It's the Roosters who give away possession here. The tag isn't replaced, and therefore that's a penalty to the Halifax Panthers. You must regain your tags.
Even if you go to tag and it falls off and you go down to play the ball and you don't touch the floor, you're allowed to come back up. You can take as long as you want to put that tag on, if it means doing it safely.
Incorrect play of the ball there, though.
I don't think I've seen this many penalties in the Super League Grand Final. It is quite a scrappy game. There isn't much composure or high completion from both teams.
Boardman with a little punch through there. Hawkins and Brown in pursuit. And Casper Wasp back there to collect. It's incredible to think that Casper Wasp is only 15-year-old. One of the teenage superstars of the game.
I don't know if that was the right option then for kicking for a chase. You just got a penalty, you got a new set. Let's build some pressure and go from there.
It's now back with the Roosters here. Ball over the top there to Wasp. Wasp keeps it alive with Linden. Linden. Tackle complete there by Holmes. King. King just looking for some runners, but there's none forthcoming. Two more players in this set. Kyd. Kyd with a decent carry. Oh, they win a penalty again. It's another penalty given away by the Halifax Panthers. Just doing too much here. It's Holmes once more. I think that's the 3rd penalty that he's given away.
Well, you can see that hand on the ribs there. Do you know, he's reaching there, and do you know, there, right there, and you don't need it. The chair contact is enough. We don't need to be doing things like that. And Halifax is just, I can't believe how many penalties they're giving away. It'll be interesting to know the penalty count at half-time.
Well, the scoreboard, James, is their friend at the moment, and Rebecca Whiteley just having a word there with Wayne, perhaps just saying exactly what you've just said there. We're seeing a bit too much of hands-on. And out onto the field there, Jason Owen, the oldest player in Super League, 55 years old. Experience of Jason Owen. King. So London's only try scorer so far in this grand final, Casper Wasp. He's 6 meters away. Owen shows Kyd. Decides to hold on to it himself. Oh, nearly got the arm free there. Owen to Kyd. Kyd over the top. It's King. King is over. Lewis King, the captain, hits back. And once again, James, it all comes off the back of the ill discipline of the Panthers. Kyd involved once more. The ball over the top. And Lewis King, the captain of the Roosters, scores an important try in this grand final.
Yeah, exactly, and he's just giving them a lifeline there, you know, coming into the last quarter and first half. Joe's a running threat first, they're putting players on him, and then Lewis is one of the best finishers in the game. You know, him and Rob, for me, are the two of the best finishers on the planet on the edge, and he does his job week in, week out, and that's exactly what he does. He sees that try line, and he gets the ball down before getting a whack for his troubles.
Well, Lewis King, former winner of the Wheel of Steel, the best player in the competition in 2023. And he will certainly be looking forward to the up-and-coming Ashes. We've got a couple of games out there. England, they're taking on New South Wales before playing Queensland in the Sunshine Coast, and then those 2 tests against the Wheelaroos. But that's all to come. Lewis King will be focused on trying to do everything he can to get his side back into this grand final. Jason Owen here with a kick from the sideline. Oh, and he's pulled it wide. It's 20 points to 10.
This is enough for London. Keep ticking away. In these kind of games, just keep ticking away until you get your chance to execute and you get your chance to get points on the board. Halifax are losing all these chances. They're not building the pressure. They're not getting in the positions to execute, where London just ticking over, constantly getting in the spot to execute.
Discipline. It will be a must for Wayne Baldman to be ringing through to his troops. Big shot there. Once again on Kyd through the middle. King. He do well there just to knock his chair off sideways. There's Billington. Owen. Staying alive here, Owen. Dumps it to Kyd. Kyd still going. King. Met by Hawkins, and Brown in there once more. Owen. Edging towards the halfway line here are the Roosters as we enter the final 5 minutes of the first half. Wonderful ball there by Kyd, vital tackle there by Brown. 1 to go. Owen. The kick there, gobbled up on that far side.
That was a fantastic take. No, his chair was facing the wrong way.
Yeah, well, if you want to get involved in wheelchair rugby league, please do so. Visit rugbyleague.com for more information. Halifax Panthers, one of the founding clubs alongside of Wigan. And ever since then, there's now 40 different clubs across the country. But here goes Brown. Brown, he's got Hawkins. If he can find him over the top, he's going alone. He doesn't need Hawkins. He doesn't need Hawkins. And he does it all on his own, Jack Brown. What a special, special player we have here. The break from Brown. And I thought he was going to try and find Rob Hawkins, who was chasing up through the middle of the field. But he doesn't need him.
You can see it all comes from Joe here. He managed to get on the outside of Jason Owen, and then he turns, gets the offload. Mason's lost, you know, he doesn't know which way he needs to go, and Jack sees that as an opportunity and just goes. What I like Jack there, he takes his hands off wheels, invites Joe to hit him. Yeah, hit me, tackle me, take me. And as soon as he makes contact, he puts the burners on again.
Yeah, just look at the swivel of the hips there. Gets on the inside of Billington, who's heading sideways.
Watch this little let there. Yeah, take me. No, and he puts the burners on again. He lets Joe hit him, thinking, I'm going to take him, I've got him, and then he goes.
Wonderful stuff there. Joe Kyd onto the field to supply his half-brother in Jack Brown with the try.
They're having so much more success at the moment, Halifax, in deep tries. You know, line breaks early on. We need to see them get more composed and get up the field and strike there as well.
Well, one thing that we've seen, James, from this Panthers outfit is raw pace. Raw pace. They've scored a number of tries off kicks from deep, you're right. But that there was a special individual try from a special player.
Absolutely, and Jack will be one of the first to say he's not as good as he used to be yet. He's only just come back to Super League, he's only just come back to the UK, and he has more growth in him, and he will only get better.
Frightening. Frightening.
It's good for us on the international stage, though.
just under 3 minutes left to go. And London, you just feel, James, that they had a purple patch there in that second half. In that second half of the first half, where they just didn't make the the Halifax Panthers pay. But there's another chase on here again. Is Hawkins going to get there? Oh, well got back there by Lewis King.
I think that will be a Panthers ball, though. So this is what we're talking about. Can they execute in this position? Now the game has slowed down. Now that the defence has stopped in front of them. But that is a fantastic little kick. You know, it's just, if Rob doesn't get there, like I said earlier, if Rob doesn't get there, they either have to defend or they've got to deal with it, and they've dealt with it.
Well, Lewis King gets back there and gets an important hand to that ball.
I reckon you'll see the same attacking shape you saw from early now, in the middle and split them.
Baldman dumps it back to Hawkins. Hawkins trying to get over in that corner. He's met there by Casper Wasp. Baldman floats it over to Brown. Brown turning, twisting, before he's tackled there by Billington. Baldman shapes the kick. And he's 4 metres away here. Hawkins dumps it off to Colcott. Colcott over his shoulder there to Brown. Brown still making himself difficult. And he wins his side a penalty. It's the Roosters this time, James, who just give the penalty away, and that's smart, isn't it? Jack Brown saying take the points. It's a grand final.
It's a grand final, you've got a minute, so you see there Joe grabs his shirt and pulls him back. Jack nearly goes over, which is dangerous play. So yeah, you can see Rob there smiling at the ref, knowing exactly what happened. They take the two. If they get to the kickoff here, all Halifax have to do is just see out the next 20 seconds.
Well, Rob Hawkins here, 2 from 2. And you would bet for all money, 5 metres out, that this will be 3 from 3. Hawkins converts 28 points to 10 here in the wheelchair grand final. It's been a blistering couple of tries that we've witnessed from the Halifax Panthers. Tom Coyd has got some work to do. And there we have it. The hooter has been blown here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in the Betfred Wheelchair Grand Final that sees the Halifax Panthers lead in the first 40 minutes, 28 points to 10.
An incredibly fiery first half of action here in Manchester, where we have seen a bit of everything, including a first ever yellow card in a wheelchair grand final to Roosters Mason Billington. It is the cup holders and the league leaders Halifax who lead the Roosters 28-10 at the break. Panthers Jack Brown simply sensational. If he isn't setting up tries, he's scoring them. First half analysis with Jamie Jones-Buchanan coming your way right after this. We're into the business end of the season, both sides of the world. Next Friday and Saturday, it is the semi-finals in the men's Betfred Super League. Second place Wigan Warriors host the Lee Leopards, 7:30 p.m. Sky Sports Plus. Then the next day, it is the Cup and the League Leaders Shield holders. Hull KR hosting St Helens, who beat Leeds last night in dramatic fashion. 5 p.m. for that one on Sky Sports Plus. And then first thing on Sunday morning next week, it is the NRLW Grand Final. The Roosters taking on the Broncos. Set the alarm. It's 5:50 a.m. Sky Sports Mix, same channel. From 8:30 a.m. it is the NRL Grand Final. The Melbourne Storm taking on the Brisbane Broncos. And then later that day, 5 p.m. Sky Sports Plus, it is the Women's Super League Grand Final, their showpiece event. The Wigan Warriors going for the treble. But they have to get past St Helens. And then, of course, Saturday, October 11th at Old Trafford, it is the Men's Super League Grand Final. Join us from 5 p.m. on Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports Main Event. But right here at Bellevue in Manchester, after an incredible start from the London Roosters, who opened the scoring in the first couple of minutes, it was all Halifax who scored 4 unanswered tries after Roosters' Mason Billington was shown a yellow card. But Jack Brown's hat-trick helping Halifax to a 28-10 lead at the break. Joining me to dissect that first half of action is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Physical and extremely brutal are 2 words I'd describe that first half.
Probably the most physical game of wheelchair rugby league I've ever seen. I was immersed here pitchside. The X Factor's come, hasn't it, from Halifax. They've been outstanding. The usual suspects, Rob Hawkins and Jack Brown. But the way that Mason Billington started with some real intent, you feel like Tom Kyd really identified defence as being the key to winning this game, and I thought they did really well. The aggression spilled over a couple of times and found themselves with just 4 players going in the bin. But it's been outstanding. It's been a great start, a good first half.
Yeah, you mentioned great start. It was an incredible start by the London Roosters, wasn't it? They are touching down inside the opening 2 minutes.
Yeah, Casper Watson again. It's just the weaving, the hips, and that ability to get the ball over the top, and some of the skill set being outstanding. But they just don't give up. And look at the aggression here. Billington chasing back. It's a diving tackle. Bit of petulance from Rob Hawkins, and then there's a bit of jeopardy, the aggression. He's got a job to do. Tom's give him a job, and this is how it spilled over. Cost them some time in the bin, down to 4 players, but actually only cost them 4 points.
Yeah, it did. Fair to say perhaps Halifax should have utilised their player advantage a little more. Rob Hawkins, of course, crossing immediately after.
Yeah, it's special there. The ball deflated down to 12 psi, which is why the players can grip it in the way they do, and some of the skill level, again, the movement from Baldman. And this is a key game to the Halifax identity, the kick and chase, just the ability to push the chair, and look at the regather there, one-handed put down. He's a star. He's a superstar of wheelchair rugby league.
And that is why we call him the best in the game, really. And then Rob Hawkins as well. Their connection is vital.
That's it, his connection, the symbiosis, a dynamic duo, and in the middle of the field as well. He's got the ability to move, to bob and weave, and he just turns Lewis King inside out again, frustrating that London Roosters defence.
But then Roosters, of course, Lewis King there getting one back.
Yeah, and he would do. He want to stand up. He's an England captain, of course, but they've just not gone away, Halifax. Just shone all the way through. I've actually enjoyed watching London Roosters more than I've Halifax, but it's moments like that, little weaves in and out from Jack Brown, and as I mentioned in commentary, happy to take contact. He knows he's going to have a second stint and pull away and just push his chair the way that he does. He's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a joy to watch Jack Brown. As I said before, one of the greatest to ever play this game, isn't he? Jonesy, can Halifax go into this second half relaxed?
I think so, and that'll bring the best out of them as well, won't it? They're a dangerous side. I do know that London need to come out and try something a little bit different. They've got to throw everything at this second half if they want to get themselves a grand final trophy.
Okay, well, during the break, we have enjoyed some power hockey. We can take a look at it now. It's a fast-paced contact sport. It's played in electric wheelchairs. Players chase after a hockey-sized ball, and physical contact is permitted. Some say it's like power chair rugby. Others call it robot wars. Jack Johnson, who is the face of Joining Jack Charity, he's out there, and he has played a vital part in developing this wonderful game. So that has been wonderful to watch in the break. But after this short break, we'll be right back for the second half. What do the London Roosters have in store if they can get their hands on their first ever piece of silverware? Or will Halifax hold on to this and clinch the treble?
Stories.
Stories never really end. They become part of who we are.
His dream has come true. Wellesby might have got the tries. Winning champions again.
Now on Saturday, October 11th, it's the Men's Super League Grand Final. Who will be at Old Trafford in the biggest game of the year? 12 teams have become just 4. Hull, Kayar, St Helens, Wigan and Lee. 4 will then become 2. Who will be lifting that famous trophy in 2 weeks' time? You can catch every moment live with us on Sky Sports. But here in the Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final, it is Halifax who have the 18-point lead at half-time. Jack Brown, well, he's back for Halifax for the first time since 2019, and he has been instrumental for the Panthers. He's set up tries, he's crossed for a hat-trick. What can he do in this second half? Well, we can find out now. Let's go back to your commentary team of James Simpson-Hill and Kyle Amor.
Cheers, Jenna. Yeah, Jack Brown, probably the star of the opening 40 minutes that saw tries, cards and big hits. And we'll hopefully get plenty more action here across the second 40. James Simpson-Hill alongside me. James, London Roosters, if you're Tom Kyd, what are you saying to them when you're 18 down in a grand final?
You've got to be composed. You've got to be composed. Your opportunities will come. Everyone knows in wheelchair rugby league, tries can be scored back to back. Those opportunities will come. You've just got to get yourself in the position. So stick to your process. I know that's a cliche, but let's keep rolling. Stick to your process and take those opportunities.
Well, and on the flip side of that, James, of course, you have been a captain, coach and player all in one. Wayne Baldman is exactly that as well. What will he be saying to his side here?
Yeah, if it was me, one of the good things about being a player coach is you're out there, so you can say what we were doing last week in training, let's keep doing that. The negative side is you've got a lot to take on, you've got a lot of decision making, you look in the bigger picture. But if I was Wayne here, I'd be saying, guys, we need to be finishing these sets, we need to be reducing our errors, our penalties. Let's starve London here of the ball, let's keep them away from our line and take our opportunities when they come.
Well, Jason Owen there with the first kick for the London Roosters, just trying to turn Wayne Boardman's Halifax Panthers around deep into that corner. And here comes Baldman. Again, in the middle of the field, Mason Billington, who has had a fantastic game for the Roosters. But they are chasing that 18-point deficit. Jack Brown, a hat-trick in the opening 40. He's looking to find Colcott. Colcott with a little burst of speed back inside to O'Neill. And it's a penalty that's given away again, James.
Another fend.
Another fend from the Halifax Panthers.
That was a fantastic set from Halifax as well. They were moving them across the pitch. They were working their way up. Just a silly little fend. Look, you can see it there. The defender goes up. Just take the contact, you know, take your medicine, play the ball and keep building.
Well, more of the same there from the Panthers. They come up with a couple of those in the first 40.
It's a cliche, but the first try this half will be valuable to what goes on from here. And if London score here and can kick on, we could see a bit of a shift in this game.
Well, before we get to possibly seeing it, it looks like it's Casper Wasp who now needs the running repairs. It just shows you the level of physicality here. Well, he's had the repairs. He's good to go. The 15-year-old scored the opening try for the Roosters. But they had to wait until 33 minutes in before Lewis King got their second, but they have an opportunity here. Jason Owen just looking to punch the ball, kick it down over the sideline and does so. So they'll start 16 metres away. Joe Kyd there just barking the orders, the Wheel of Steel nominee for this season. Here he is on ball now. Feints Billington, gives it to King. King tackled eventually by Baldman, but here comes Kyd. Kyd still working his magic through the middle. Gets a quick play of the ball, pops it out to King. Can King get there? Oh, that's a wonderful tackle there from Brown, and it needed to be as well. Brown onto Owen. Owen to Billington. Billington trying to advance as close as he can near to this line. And they're coming from deep here. They go to the right-hand side. Owen dumps it off to Kyd. Kyd with a wonderful ball! And Lewis King, he just can't take it in. Kyd does ever so well to get in between Hawkins, but he just can't get the ball down there, King.
They took the space away from Jason Owen. They put him under pressure. They forced him into a bad decision. If you look, he has to pass one-handed and kind of just throw it at Joe. Do you know, let's see what Halifax can do here, but absolutely fantastic defence, you know, keeping away from their line. Can there be error-free for this set?
Well, a huge opportunity for the Roosters to get themselves back into this grand final. Brown saw a number of tries in that first half coming from this part of the field, using the pace of Hawkins and the skill of the kicking game from Baldman and Brown. And here comes Baldman once more. Baldman pops it over to Hawkins. Hawkins cutting across the field, gives it to Brown. Brown with a swivel of the hips. And he's lost the ball here, I think. Oh, but it's been deemed an illegal strip. And the Panthers there, the London Roosters, did ever so well to restrict them down to here, but you just see Billington's arm. I don't think he meant this, James, but he does catch the ball, and the ball, you can see by the pace that it comes out. And nearly got out.
I hope the camera's got that.
Saved by the ball boy.
This is I keep harping back to it, but it's what I say to my guys about your composure. This is an opportunity. You've got 6 tackles. Let's use them. Let's cross the line.
Well, let's see what they've got here. Hawkins. He's got O'Neill down that left-hand side. O'Neill's met there by Jason Owen. Hawkins once more again, being busy as ever. Jack Brown evades the first one, and Finlay O'Neill is just pulled down there by Owen, but they're not done yet. And the London Roosters players are appealing that Finlay O'Neill had dummied the play of the ball. But they win this side a penalty. Rebecca Whiteley deeming that.
So that's one of these rules where if you play the ball as the marker can't tag you because they're right there, but the other defenders can. So the other defenders can push up and they can take the tag from you. So you see...
Well, that to me, James, just looks like he's played the ball, but he's almost dummied a play of the ball. I think that should have been the Roosters' ball, if I'm honest.
Yeah, now that's seen in slow motion. I think you've played it, you've dummied it, that ball has to go.
I think they've been gifted potentially 2 points here in the grand final.
If that was me and it was my guys out there, I'd be wanting them to run this ball. You can feel that, like London are creaking a bit, you know, you've got 6 from there. I'd want them to run it here.
Well, this score, if he can kick it, he's done 3 from 3 already. It just means that it's going to be more than 3 converted tries. The kick's been pulled wide. So an opportunity for the Roosters to clear their lines through a goal line dropout here.
It'll be a bit like the running game. It's it should be an 8-metre dropout.
I think referee Dave Butler is just having a chat there with Rebecca Whiteley, and it is going to be.
Yeah, I think it made contact with a Roosters player, which then obviously makes it a dropout.
Dropout it is. So Kyd kicks the ball down long. Finlay O'Neill waiting and returns it with interest. Colcott. On to Hawkins, but the ball's gone forward, and the London Roosters, from defending their own line, are now going to get a shot in good ball.
It's quite frustrating to watch as a neutral, actually, because you want to see these things getting executed. You want the player just take the tag there, the next player comes in, you're ahead, you've 18 ahead, keep building, restrict
look
them.
At this from Kyd. He's just burst through a huge hole, and then Jack Brown makes the tag and knocks Kyd out of his chair. And the big contact goes in there, but the pace that he arrived onto that ball, goodness me. A big man. He's 6 metres away here. Billington to crash one into the middle.
Here we go, we'll see the same move.
And they overload in the right-hand side, but Kyd's going alone and he gets tackled there. Important tackle from Hawkins. Jason Owen and Billington. But he goes to King. And I think King has got this ball down. Whiteley says he has. And Lewis King scores his second in the grand final. And again, you cast your minds back, they defend in their own line, they come up with a goal line dropout. Halifax invite them down this part of the field with a forward pass from Caldcott. And then a simple score there, gets on the outside of Finlay O'Neill, he's not set. And King is able to push the ball down in the corner.
Yeah, same kind of put down that we had earlier. You know, he saw the line, he got it down, and he took a whack for it. But Halifax are just inviting so much pressure on them. When you're leading this much and you've got the game, you know, you've got one hand on the game, finish your sets, kick the ball deep, you know, wait for your opportunities. I said what Tom should say to the London guys is just stick to your processes, your opportunities will come, and that is what they're doing. They're not panicking that they're behind, they're building, they get an opportunity and they're executing.
Well, it was the Roosters that got the first score in the first half, and they've done it again here in the second half. Jason Owen shapes this kick up. Oh, he's hit the post and it's gone over. Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way. And Jason Owen, he gets a bit of fortune off the post, but it was important, James, that the London Roosters scored first in this grand final.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've come from behind a couple of times this season, so they know they can do that. That first try is absolutely key. I mean, we've got 30 minutes left here, there's plenty more tries to come.
Well, there certainly is. Billington's making a bit of a mess of this, and he has to just usher the ball dead. So it will be a goal line dropout here. He just goes to pick it up, he hits the left wheel, and then he takes no chances there. Jack Brown all over him. Finlay and O'Neill.
See, I'd like to see Finlay there just take the tackle. Like, stop trying to force this offload. You're creating more work.
And here comes Hawkins, but the ball must go back to where Baldman was tackled. O'Neill just used to settle that one in. Brown. Still going Brown. Brown refusing to be put down. He gets the ball out to Baldman, who is tagged there by Joe Kyd. Brown again, being busy, punching the ball through. The kick there is gobbled up by Mason Billington, and a special tackle there comes in from Rob Hawkins.
That was fantastic vision from Jack. You know, you can see where his eyes are looking as well. A little dink in there, he knows he's not getting through, dink it over, get the ball back and go again.
Wonderful work there from Hawkins to make that tag and force the goal line drop out. And the bounce favours Jack Brown. Billington, and a big contact there. Brown looking towards the official, didn't like the attention he received there. Upended out of his chair. I think Mason Billington really has been the enforcer in this game.
He has, but he did get a card for his troubles as well, so you know, he's putting some big hits in, but you've got to be careful how many you're putting on.
That is too true. The opening exchanges, Mason Billington was shown the yellow card on Rob Hawkins, but here comes Brown cutting up through the middle, still going, and then Lewis King with a push in the back, and I think they're lucky not to get penalised here.
Yeah, that's the kind of few repeated hits there.
Jack Brown there, just flipping back up onto his wheels. So he'll take the time here. Baldman calls for it, and Baldman gets it. Offloads it there to Caldcott. There's a huge opening, and Caldcott, Lewis King thinks he's got the tag. And Lewis King has just come up with an enormous tackle there, James. It needed to be on Caldcott.
You've just got to get there. You've got to defend that line like your life depends on it. Do you know, like, and that's what he did. He made that tag.
Well, here comes the last one. Jack Brown. Good shot again there from Billington, but it's an illegal one. It's a penalty. It's a high tackle. And Brown's out of his chair. Again.
He's taking a lot of whacks here, Jack. You know, I think they're trying to put him under a lot of pressure, put a lot of hits on him. But it's nice to see the referee starting to penalise this because there's a lot of harsh hits going on.
Billington there, respecter of no reputation, just flies in to arguably the best player in the world in Jack Brown. It's so good to have him back.
There has to be points here for Halifax now. They have to get points on the board to carry on.
Points, they are searching. Colcott. Brown twisting, turning. He's done this in the first half and he's going to get it. Oh, King there. King with an important tackle, but it's not done yet. Player has to go back there.
A bit scrappy here. I'd like to see some more composure from them.
Well, they'll get a chance with Hawkins. Hawkins dumps it to Baldman. Baldman again on the angle comes Colcott. Billington brings him down here. Here goes Brown, twisting, turning, and he's over. Jack Brown gets on the outside of Lewis King. Too big, too quick, too strong.
Yeah, you know, it's what he's known for. It's that agility, that spin. You know, he puts a lot of questions in defenders' minds, and that's exactly what he does there. I think he kind of had the attitude there, is fine, I'll do it myself. You know, they were getting into position to put some attacking shape on, and I think Jack just went, give me the ball, I'll just score for you. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, look at his movement, the reach, everything. It was fantastic.
And he makes himself so difficult. The angle and the rotation there just means that Jason Owen can't get involved. He has to stay on his wing, but he rides past Lewis King and he scores again. That's his 4th try in a grand final. We really are watching world class.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and Jack, I've said it before, but now he's back playing in England and he spends more time around the English game, spends more time around the England team, the structures, the shapes. You know, he's only going to improve and get better as well, which is crazy to say, but he is a standout player. And if you're a London Roosters player there, you've just worked hard, you've got up, you've executed, you've scored, you've just had that negated, and that's the threat. They get there, Jack reaches out, look at him, he's beating players left, right and centre.
It's what the top teams do though, James, isn't it? You feel like you get back into momentum and they just hit you again with another hammer blow. And that's what Halifax Panthers have done here. The kick, the restart, collected by the try scorer and Jack Brown. Lewis King making that tag there to force a goal line dropout. And this is the 4th time that these two sides have met. Back in round 1, they drew 40-all. They met in the Challenge Cup final, with the Panthers taking that 44-26. And then 3 weeks ago, over in Nottingham in the playoffs, the Panthers won that game 36-28, and a big shot this time goes on Billington. Well, he's put his fair share out. This time he receives one on the end. Kyd. King. Really important period in this game coming up for the Roosters. They can't afford to fall any further behind on this scoreboard in this wheelchair grand final. Was just gets tagged there. Billington back to Kyd. That's wonderful stuff. Owen, can Owen get over? I think he's got the ball down, and the London Roosters, a nod of the head from Jason Owen, and the Roosters, James, they have hit back.
That's it. You know, they've just done a fantastic set moving up the pitch. They've got a goal line dropout. The ball's turned over 12 metres from their half, so they've got a nice run in, a few tackles, a few offloads, and then they're getting there. It's nice to see the ball getting a bit of movement there, you know, taking them one way. Joe takes a bit of a whack for his troubles, gets it to Jason, who then finishes. That's a tough finish. He actually raises his chair, either intentionally or not intentionally, to stay in the field of play. You can see his wheel go up in the air, and he manages to get just in.
Wow. That finish.
Could this be the momentum shift now? Could this be a bit of a turning point for London?
Well, perhaps so, because we are back now to within 12 points. As the National Basketball Performance Centre, you can hear a pin drop in here. Oh, he's pulled it. It remains a 12-point gap, 32 points to 20. The Panthers lead. But this will do Kyd's men the world of good confidence-wise, James.
Absolutely, and like I say, you just stick to your game, your process, and your opportunities will come. And there, you get the opportunity, and you've got to execute.
Well, don't forget, you can see the semi-final, Wigan v Leigh, next Friday, and then on Saturday, Hull KR v St Helens. After that huge last-minute winner, of course, the NRLW Grand Final between the Roosters and the Broncos, and then next Sunday, the NRL Grand Final, Melbourne Storm taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Don't forget, next Sunday, the Women's Super League Grand Final, Wigan Warriors taking on St Helens from 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, 11th of October, the big one, the Super League Grand Final, where you can join us live on Sky Sports main event from 5 p.m. But for now, we're almost entering into the final quarter of the wheelchair grand final. A kick over the top there from Owen. Hawkins back there to collect. Was with a tackle into the corner. Here comes O'Neill. O'Neill there met by Kyd. It just looks like his leg braces have came loose there. A bit of running repairs there for Finlay O'Neill.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I can guarantee next time he plays in a final, they'll probably masking tape that to his legs.
So a chance here for the Roosters.
If you look at where Rob Hawkins is here now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an early kick.
Well, a chance for the Roosters to have a good look. Baldman fakes the kick, dumps it off to Colcott. Colcott takes the tackle here from King. 12 metres away from their own end. Hawkins with a wonderful, cute offload to Brown. Brown to Colcott. Colcott with a little kick over the top, trying to invite Hawkins down there. Well, Mason Billington is back there. He's been enormous for Tom Kyd's London Roosters. Jason Owen, he's had some good impact as well since getting onto the field.
He has, Jason. He's got a lot of experience. You know, he comes from a Gravesend Dynamite. He's played in a lot of championship finals. He's played in a lot of other big games kind of a bit further outside the Super League, and he's got that experience that he can bring back.
Oh, but there's a mistake there from Kyd. The offload from Wasp just goes over his right shoulder. Hawkins from defence into attack, pounces on that loose ball. Brown with that weaving right arm. Colcott, Baldman is going to walk in here. He's going to stroll over and get the ball down. He does the right thing by making the angle, an improved one. But it was wonderful, quick, slick hands. But it all came about of the mistake from Joe Kyd. Jasper Was offloads that ball. It's a wild one. It's over the left shoulder. And then in 2 plays later, we come down to this left-hand side. Jack Brown being difficult and busy. Colcott with a simple catch and pass. And Baldman just ghosts over.
So that's something you replicate a lot when you're training. It's that transition. If that ball goes dead, you've got to get it. Can you transition straight from defence to attack? And I think whoever picked that ball up there, Rob or Finlay, it was fantastic. They picked the ball up. There's no waiting. They're straight on attack. And I don't know if you can see this on the camera now, but Finlay is getting his leg strap taped to his legs.
Well, Wayne Baldman able to convert that score, and we enter into the final quarter here, the grand final. Halifax leading by 18 points. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, have you got anything that you've seen for us?
Yeah, a little bit more movement, I reckon, from London Roosters. Tom Kyd there just giving his team a bit of a once-over. He looks confident, and I reckon they're going to build the game, keep persevering with this. You know, Kyle, there's not much in it. 3 tries, it's not unheard of. Don't lose faith in London yet.
Too true here, but there's a chance now. Hawkins, look at him go! Look at Hawkins go! Hawkins has scored! And again, Rob Hawkins doing what he does best. the speed. It kills in all forms of sport, and this game is no different, James.
Absolutely not, you know, and I can't wait to see that back. I think the same again. Jack took it right to the line. He does a low kick through, and then Rob, just look how far back Rob is. You know, he's got a lot of work to do there. He's got a lot of work to do, and you can see him pushing those wheels, putting the burners on. It's fantastic. And that, if you look at the London players behind the sticks now, that is a make or break situation now. That is one of those moments that will either break you, or it will say, we need to be getting back in this, guys. We need to be getting back in it.
Well, the time and the scoreboard is their enemy at the moment. Jack Brown celebrates that. He knows as soon as he kicks that through that Hawkins, he has that trust, that connection. We've seen it so many times that Rob Hawkins will get on the end of those. And Baldman, it's his turn now to hit the upright. So again, wonderful kick. And you almost feel sorry for Jason Owen. He's got to turn his chair round, and Hawkins, look how deep he comes from there. He comes from his own 8-metre line, and there's just not enough time to turn around and beat him to the chase.
You look at how they're both pushing the chairs. Rob's getting the ball, getting his wheels so far back and putting all his power into getting up there. If I was Halifax now, I'd be managing this game. I'd be, let's complete our sets like Jack there. He's like, yeah, take it, mess about, I don't mind, we're winning.
Well, Colcott now. Again, just on your point there, James, he's just happy to chew the seconds down. O'Neill.
It's just game smarts. You're ahead of the score, but it will frustrate London even more watching you just dawdle around.
Brown at a drop of the shoulder. Such a talent, isn't he? As is this man too, Rob Hawkins. That's why they're both up there for the Wheel of Steel nominations. Alongside the Roosters is Joe Kyd. All three of them have been fantastic this season in the wheelchair game, and Rob Hawkins, well, he was just as well that got pulled back because Hawkins was in again. This time down the right-hand side of the field, Brown and Hawkins combined. But the tackle was made on Baldman, and this is the last. Colcott. Charged down there by King.
When you've been given a back to one there, this is again, we go to that composure. This is an extra, it's a free set that you can just run at them and walk out the clock.
Oh, there's a penalty now given away here by Billington on Hawkins. Just makes a swipe at that ball. And this is not what they need to do at the moment. They desperately need this ball back, and they need it in good field position.
You know, there's some verbals going on between a couple of London players as well now. I don't know if that kind of, it's starting to creep in, that level of like, what do we do here? Do you know who we're talking to?
Well, we do know with Joe Kyd, he can get frustrated. Colcott. 6 metres away. O'Neill to Brown. Forward pass there from O'Neill. He's just laterally moving across the field. He can't resist to throw that ball.
That was an opportunity to really put this game to bed. You know, you've got that penalty, you've got set. Just grind London down, keep them away from the ball.
King to Kyd, well met there by Baldman, but pops the ball back inside to Billington. Billington to King. King there again. O'Neill trying to make up for that mistake. Kyd still going here. Wasp out toward Billington. Penalty given away.
Yeah, a chair grab. Grabbed the back of Mason's chair and pulled him back.
Decent little set there put together by the Roosters. The penalty's given away a few metres shy of the halfway line. Jason Owen. Just finds the ball.
That was an unnecessary penalty. Like, it's the same in the running game. You can use the touchline as an extra defender. All they need to do is get in front of Mason, make him make a decision. Am I going to touch, or am I going to get rid of the ball? That temptation just to grab that chair was too much.
Kyd dummies one. There's a huge hole opened up there. He couldn't find Was. Billington straightens up. Covering tackle there from Hawkins and Baldman. The Roosters go back here 8 metres away. They are now attacking Halifax line once more. The ball over the top, and Was is in. It's Joe Kyd again, providing the final ball for the young 15-year-old Casper Was to get his second score in this grand final. And boy, did they need that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Halifax just keep inviting him into the game. They could have had this game done and dusted and put to bed, and they just keep inviting them in. Keep inviting them in. Joe attracts two defenders there. You know, Casper just runs that line, runs touch, nice and direct, gets the offload. It gives them a tricky kick, but let's see what goes.
I tell you, Halifax are making this game much harder than what it needs to be. Again, it was another penalty, James, wasn't it? On that far side, that chair grab that led to the field position for Was to get over. Jason Owen converts. Yeah, and a nod of the head from the youngster.
You're absolutely right. You know, this game could have been put to bed. It could have been put to bed, and they keep inviting London back in. And like we said, 60 processes, take your opportunities. That's exactly what London are doing.
Well, we don't want it put to bed here. We want this going the distance if possible. And he's tasked there with giving his side some instruction. There's 13 minutes left here. And it's the London Roosters who are trailing in this one. 16 points is very, very achievable. Billington. Kyd smashes another one in. Owen. So Billington, who has worked so hard in this grand final. King, Kyd. Kyd looking for a support, gets it there through Was, the try scorer. Billington. And chewing through the tackles here are the Panthers. Here's the last one coming up here. Halfway line they are, the London Roosters. What have they got up their sleeve? Owen pumps the ball down the field. It's just going to go over the sideline. And relief for the Panthers.
You see Tom Kyd give the ball back to Rob then. He wants this played fast to get his team and keep his team in the game.
Oh, it's Halifax holding on to this lead. Brown flicks it to Hawkins. Hawkins is going here. Hawkins is trying to round them up, and Joe Kyd in the cover and tackle.
Look at Rob calming the game down. That's what you want to see. These experienced players who've played big games, played internationals, you want them to be saying, slow it down, guys. Let's just wait for our opportunity and then we'll execute.
Yeah, really is maturing now. Rob Hawkins, an exceptional talent, but still very young. Here comes Jack Brown again, trying to be a nuisance to that Roosters defensive line. Chance here to put something on. Baldman just crashes into the middle of the field, still looking to try and get that arm free. And this is the last. Hawkins, oh, it was a mile forward, wasn't it? Wayne Baldman, the experience of him, shouldn't really be letting that ball go.
It's just unnecessary. You've got the tackles in the bag there, you know. Just keep them down, keep making them defend more tackles, stop giving them these opportunities.
Oh, Wayne Baldman, having Jack Brown back in this side really does allow him to take slightly a different role than what he's had to do for a number of seasons now with the Panthers. Kyd. The time is against the Roosters. King and Brown come together. Billington just searching across. Kyd flicks it to King to Kyd to Was. Last tackle here. The Panthers really restricting the Roosters to any sort of meters, and that's a sloppy ball. Was. Oh, it's a horrible end to the set, it is. And it's going to be turned over. It's going to be Halifax's ball here, and a real disappointing end to that set.
Yeah, there seemed to be a bit of lack of communication on who was going to take the kick, and it kind of just floats around. I think they wanted Jason to get it, so Joe could chase. Joe and Lewis, both great defenders, both got more pace. A bit of confusion there, but I think we're getting to that stage of the game now where London, they do have to start forcing it a little bit. Yes, stick to your processes. When you've got 9 minutes to go, you've got to try and create something there. You've got to try and pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, certainly do need to start to think about rolling the dice. Baldman just waving that ball around, still not tackled. Colcott trying to get on the outside of Kyd. He's still going. Kyd then in there for a second effort. Brown digging into the line. Brown gets it out to Baldman. Baldman just gets caught there. Hawkins there, he's met by Owen and Kyd. They've burnt through 3 players here, and they're 4 metres away. A try here, you feel, would really, really put one hand, if not 2, onto the Betfred Wheelchair Super League trophy.
Yeah,
Colcott.
This is definitely the make or break.
Brown for the drop goal, and he's pulled it. He goes for the drop goal, does Jack Brown, but he pulls it wide.
Again, you're inviting London in. 7 tackles, 8-metre restart. You are giving them another opportunity. That just run out the set, put the pressure on, put the low kick in.
Well, it would mean they were up by 17. It wouldn't really change the outcome of what the Roosters need to do, so perhaps a bit of a brain explosion there. He is human after all, Jack Brown. A penalty given away here from Baldman. And they've got chance to come home with a wet sail here of the London Roosters. But they are running out of time. They really do need something in this set. Kyd. Dummies one. Gets a little loose hand on that, but Wasp picks it up. Wasp just trying to get over down to that far right-hand side. King. Oh, looking for the offload there from Kyd, but finds Owen. Owen. Tagged there by Brown, a quick play of the ball, he gets one. Kyd dumps it off to Wasp. Wasp still moving forward. They're going to come from deep here now, the Roosters. 6 minutes left in this grand final. What have they got? Kyd sees half a gap, still going. Finds Billington. They've got the numbers to the right-hand side, but they just can't find them. Kyd. Still going, Kyd. Well, he's not dying wondering, is he? King. Owen. Owen just keeping that ball in his right hand. Tag there, tackle 4. Kyd. Dumps it off to Billington. Billington. Well defended there again by the Panthers. This is the last. Billington just taking his time here, but they need to get on with this play.
This is only harming them, waiting this long.
Owen, it's loose, it's sloppy, and the Panthers collect the ball through Rob Hawkins. The pass was a shocker there for Owen. And is that the moment that the grand final slips away from the Roosters?
I think so. I think that was the moment. We're going to the last 5 minutes. You know, even if they get the ball back now and scored, it'd be incredibly hard to go back to back.
Oh, look at this here from Hawkins. He's not done yet. Hawkins, here comes. Has to go back there. Just moves off the mark. There's Hawkins. Brown. Brown just making it.
He's just running down the clock here. He's inviting them. He's tackle me, take my tag, but if you're not gonna, then I'm just going to keep playing.
Right, smart play from him. He's eventually tackled there by Billington. Calcott with an early kick, looking for Hawkins. But the chasers are back. There's 4 of them there for the Roosters. Jason Owen collects. Billington. Kyd. Back to Billington. King. There's nowhere to go, is he? Struggling to find anything there. Out on that left edge, Rob Hawkins.
Halifax's defence is just so connected at the moment. They're getting there, closing space, communicating. There's just no option, nowhere for London to go.
Thou shall not pass from the Panthers. Kyd. Again tackled by Brown. There's been some head-to-head there, but you feel that Jack Brown has came out on top of that one. Owen with a kick. It's bounced off the chair of Jack Brown and collected by Rob Hawkins from an offside position.
Accidental offside, yeah.
So a penalty here and a chance for the Roosters to maybe just salvage something out of this contest. Freya Levy onto the field, replaces Lewis King. It may be a game too far. But Kyd, he dumps the ball down and Wass gets his hat-trick. And it will be a consolation try. The 2.5 minutes left on the clock. It's Kyd who's set up once more. He's had a hand in pretty much everything that has been positive for the Roosters. And it's Kyd who just twists and gets on the inside of Jack Brown. Hawkins can't close the space. And Casper Wass, the young superstar, we'll hear more of his name over the coming seasons, make no mistake about it. Jason Owen converts that, and we've now got a 10-point ball game here inside of 2 minutes left on the clock.
If I was Halifax here, you'd use your whole minute before you need to take your kick. You'd get every second out of it as you can. But you saw there, Joe, he's a running threat first. You know, he's incredibly direct, incredibly coming on with a lot of pace. He's a threat. They put 2 players on him. There's going to be space somewhere, and he was on the inside option.
And what about a word on this young star, Casper Wass? 3 tries in your first grand final.
Yeah, do you know, that's fantastic, and it's like, it looks like it might be on the losing side, but for your own confidence and for your teammates, knowing that you've got that in you, do you know, if you ever get back into this kind of environment, you know that you've got it in you to score tries as well at such a young age.
Well, it's the Roosters' first grand final. But in all probability, it looks like it will end in a loss. Billington smashed out of his chair. I think he can hold his head high. He's still down. Catches a real nasty one there.
He's definitely put his body on the line. You can see him wincing a lot in pain.
Just falls awkwardly. Kyd just gets rid of Jack Brown. He didn't like it. Jason Owen. Brown going after contact here. Kyd is just tagged there. He certainly is on that second attempt. And the play will go back to Kyd. 20 seconds left of the grand final. Freya Levy to Billington. Can the Halifax Panthers keep them out? Well, Kyd will try and get on the outside, but that is that. And the Halifax Panthers will complete the perfect season. They were beaten in last season's grand final, but not tonight. Hopes and tears of joy all around. And some special, special performances from Hawkins, Jack Brown. They lead the way. But the quality shown throughout. And Halifax Panthers are crowned the 2025 Super League champions. And just look what it means to all of the players. Rob Hawkins, Joe Kyd, It means so much to these players, the club, the fans. A real team effort. They have swept everybody before them. Commiserations to Lewis King. He knows he's got a trip down to Australia to lead England out, but today belongs. The day belongs to Jack Brown and the Halifax Panthers. And the Halifax Panthers win this game.
Yeah, they win the game, they win the treble. It's been a fantastic season for them.
Well, there you have it. The hugs and the smiles, the respect for one another is all there. But it's the Halifax Panthers who win this game, 42 points to 32.
That's right, the Halifax Panthers back on top after losing the title to Leeds last year. They once again get their hands on a record 6th Super League trophy. Wayne Baldman, he'll be delighted. His team, no doubt, ecstatic. A proud day for all involved in the club because, as Kyle Amor said, they have secured the treble. Winners of the Challenge Cup, winners of the League Leaders Shield. And they are now moments away from being crowned the Betfred Wheelchair Super League champions as well. Jamie Jones-Buchanan alongside me. You've been there, you've done it, you've won Super League Grand Finals. Take us through what Wayne Baldman right there, what's going through his mind?
Yeah, well, he was right at the very beginning. He was heritage #1 for England. He's been ever present and he's done so much hard work, good work for this Halifax side. He'll be delighted, and you can see the fans there putting Rugby League on the map in Halifax. And the treble, nobody ever forgets the treble, and it's all about the relationships, the memories that he forged. They've worked hard for it, but they've had some class, haven't they, in that side, and one of them's sat right next to us.
Absolutely. Jack Brown, we keep saying that we are watching one of the greatest to ever play this game. Jack Brown, welcome back to Halifax. You are treble winners. Congratulations.
Fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, only as good as the team you got around you. The guys, this has been like, over all my years before I left to Australia, this is like the most connected team I've played with at Halifax. And we've done a lot of finals and things, but yeah, there's a real love between the team at the moment.
Take us through the connection, because we saw it out there, particularly between yourself, Wayne Baldman, yourself, Rob Hawkins. Where does that come from?
Years of just spending time together, and we're all completely and open and honest with each other. We know everything about each other, so we don't mind to get a negative from each other. We don't mind being told straight, and it just brings out the best in all of us. So we're happy to say, like, you're dropping the ball here. It's like, I think I told Wayne once or twice in that game that I'm going to send him off if he doesn't sort
I'm sure that went down well.
Jenna talked about connection. There was a physical connection between yourself and Mason Billington tonight. It was really, really physical. How did it feel out there?
Oh, it was rough. It's been rough every year, every game we've playing London. It's been the most fun game to play, though. I think I've just shook hands with Mason now after the game. We just say, I'm sorry I caught you on a bad day, but no, we give big case, tell him I love him. It's rugby at the end of the day, and we love doing what we're doing, and yeah, there's nothing in it. It was just heat of the moment, and first final, so things happen, but you can't take things seriously. It's a game at the end of the day.
Jack, can you just take us through the impact? Because from the touchline, I mean, it sounds horrendous. Chair on chair. Just how do you brace for that? Can you brace for it?
Well, I'm just looking at the front of my chair. It's looking a little bit bent now at the moment, so I don't know how many more these are going to take. But yeah, the chairs take the brunt of it, and yeah, falling on the floor can hurt, but if you know how to fall, this soft bits here and there, well, that's not quite as soft, but just try and land in the right. I'm sure you know, Jeremy. Land in the right places. It's a lot easier.
Faller over.
Yeah, man, yeah.
But it can be frustrating as well. Does it frustrate you? Because there was a lot of emotion out there, not least from Mason.
Oh yeah, everyone's going to see certain players in their own light, so the players themselves have got eyes 1 foot away from the ball, sort of thing, and the referees can't see everything, and it's fair play. So, except there's going to be a chimp's going to jump out and just say, and say what we see, but we just to put it behind us at the end of the day, and the referee's call is the referee's call. But it's just in the moment again. It's just passion for the game and obsession. We love it.
Jack, before I let you go and join your teammates to lift the trophy, I have to ask, because James Simpson-Hill, who was on commentary, he kept saying that this isn't you at your best. How far away are you from your best? And I suppose, how did Australia help develop your game?
Australia really helped me to work on my mental game, and because I didn't have the capacity to play and do something myself and fix something myself. I had to influence other players to do something themselves and bring out the best in them. So that's really helped me in working in the team and being able to offer what I'm able to do as well. But in terms of coming back over here now, it's just gelling. In terms of not being at my best, I think it's because we hadn't had a game against Leeds this season. So I think if I had one more competitive game, I could have been all right at the end of the season.
I mean, you were pretty all right. You're a contender for Wheels of Steel. We wish you the very best of luck for that one. Congratulations. Betfred Player of the Match today. And treble winners, go and join your teammates.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to hearing all about the celebrations.
Oh, they'll be tears, I'm sure.
Jack Brown, congratulations.
Thank you. Well done, mate. Well done.
So as Jack Brown goes and joins his team, they will lift the famous trophy. They are moments away from doing that. So let's head back to the commentators. James Simpson-Hill and Kyle Amor, take it away.
Yeah, cheers, Jenna. Jack Brown there, the Betfred Player of the Match. What a performance that was from him. A hug from coach Wayne Baldman, who knows it's been a few years now since they were able to be in this position. 2022, of course, was the last time that the Halifax Panthers lifted the grand final, but Jack Brown there collects his hands from Mark Pearson of Betfred. Special player. A round of applause all around. And look at the family members there as well. A lot goes in behind the scenes to get wheelchair rugby league games on each and every week. It is a real team effort. A special mention here for lead referee Rebecca Whiteley. She collects her medal. David Butler, of course. And Ollie Cruikshank. And finally, Matthew Ball. Without those guys, we really do not have a game. But what a final it was, James, and these are special moments. You've been here this time last year, of course. You beat the Halifax Panthers 52 points to 38, I think it was. And what does it mean, these moments for you?
It just validates everything you do, and with these teammates for years potentially sometimes, and so much hard work goes in that. Having that opportunity is just absolutely incredible to celebrate together.
Now Lewis King there, commiserations to him and the rest of his teammates. Lewis King scoring a couple of tries, threatening a potential comeback, but it was not to be. Jack Linden really put himself about there as well this evening. Jason Owen added some impact from the bench. Casper Wass with a hat-trick. Father right behind him there in Matt Wass. Freya Levy, she collects her loser's medal. And Billington, Mason Billington, he really worked hard. And again, Joe Kyd, Wheel of Steel nominee, a special season for him. Tom Kyd, brother behind him. But it was not to be for Joe Kyd and brother Tom. But this is the moment here we've all been waiting for. A new name onto the trophy. Wayne Baldman, 3 years in the making to get back to this stage. I talked to Wayne Baldman through the week and he was so confident. And why wouldn't he be? They've swept everyone in their wake aside. He is a real character of the game, Wayne Baldman. Jack Brown, of course, player of the match. There's Joe Colcott collecting his. Holmes as well, who started the game brightly. Martin Thomas, he didn't get onto the field, but still collects his award. Finlay O'Neill there. And Cian Horgan for his spell towards the end of the game. And of course the backroom staff, James, they pour their blood, sweat, tears, time, effort and energy to make sure that moments like this can happen.
Absolutely. You know, it's when you look at sports like so much goes in from the volunteers, the family, and the backroom staff more to make sure the players only have to focus on the game. And when you see how many people have stood behind there on the trophy lift, you'll see how many people behind the scenes work so hard.
Well, Mark Pearson of Betfred heads over to the Halifax Panthers. It's been a perfect year for the Panthers. Again, beating everybody in their wake, but the title belongs to them. The Halifax Panthers are your Betfred Wheelchair Super League champions 2025.
Halifax Panthers, look at that. No doubt the celebrations will go long into the night. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, besides the opening 2 minutes where the London Roosters went in front, the Panthers quickly got back into it, and they never really looked like they were struggling, did they?
Yeah, you've got to feel for the London Roosters. I thought they played really well. What they were lacking, they just didn't have in the team. You need that X factor that Jack Brown brings, that Rob Hawkins brings, and that congruent team leadership from Wayne Baldman as well. Just outstanding throughout. They're a formidable force. But the London Roosters, for me, just a bit of a shout to them. I think a team that's not attached to a foundation. You see the emotion in the faces there, but actually it's been a successful year for them, being in finals. They're competing, they're putting Rugby League on the map down south. We're seeing some of those southern accents, and I think this fella here, Tom Kyd, outstanding leader, and we're blessed to have him at the RFL being the head of Pathways next year.
Yeah, absolutely. First time in 2025 that the London Roosters played in the Challenge Cup final and also the Super League Grand Final. They say, don't they, you've got to lose one to win one. So perhaps this is their loss. Maybe next year we will see Tom Kyd and his Roosters on this stage, and it'll be them lifting that trophy.
Yeah, triumph and disaster. Treat those two imposters just the same, to quote your dad, Kipling. It's all part of sport. You've got to let these moments hurt, observe, and celebrate and congratulate the skill, this excitement from Halifax have been outstanding. Winning the treble is phenomenal. But they'll be back, the Roosters, and a lot of these players now can get really excited about going down to Australia, representing the country, and I think that's what stands out about Wheelchair Rugby League is the friendships, and there's some real talent in there. We can get excited about that England team going to Australia.
Yeah, cannot wait for that. Of course, that is next month when they travel down under. Just a word on Halifax Panthers, because as we know, they've now won all 3 trophies. There was just simply no stopping them. Carl Amor spoke about Wayne Baldman, the player coach who really did lead that team forward today. He was so confident coming into this game.
Yes, and there was a little bit of anxiety as well. I was quite observant of his facial expressions early on. They were making a few errors. It didn't all go right for them, but they had to stick with it, and they knew that they had the talent in the side. If they could keep hold of the ball, and London just didn't quite starve them with the ball, those tactics that they needed to carry out. And listen, they've got the results, and we'll hear from the man himself in a second.
Absolutely. Wayne Baldman is making his way over, so we will get his take on that performance, that game, and of course what it feels like to win the treble. I just cannot wait to hear exactly what the game plan was, because you almost think Jamie Jones-Buchanan, they went out today and they executed it perfectly.
Well, I just thought they was really resilient. Some of the frustration that the London Roosters tried to impress upon them through physicality. They went really after some of their stars, and you can understand why they might have been a little bit frustrated, but they've got the trophy. It's a great trophy. It weighs a ton as well, and the man himself's got the medal around his neck. Treble winner.
He certainly does. Wayne Baldman, congratulations. Here you are again. It's taken a little while, but your name is back on that Super League trophy, and hey, treble winners. How does that sound?
Oh, man, it's amazing. I mean, the team today were absolutely fantastic. Like, all through the team. I can't fault anybody. I mean, it was a hard-fought battle. London came out to win it, and they were fierce competitors. But he managed to lift it.
Jamie and I were just talking about the game plan and you executing it flawlessly. Is that right? Did you do that?
We have so much speed in our team with Rob and Jack and Kian. And in fact, to be honest with you, right across the board, they're so fast. So we thought if we can catch them with a high defence, they play quite a high defence to London, that we can put the kick over and hopefully get them turned round. And yeah, it kind of went to plan.
Kind of went to plan. I think it did. Jack Brown, you referenced him there. He's back playing for Halifax. First time since, 2019. How lucky are we to have him back in this game?
Yeah, Jack's amazing. And the thing is, when he was in Australia, he didn't get much competitive rugby when he was down there.
Explain why. Is it because the game isn't...
I think they're just bringing it through in Australia. It's still quite a fledgling sport over there. And it's so big is Australia. That they're travelling and stuff like that, so he didn't get much competitive rugby over there. So it's taken him, like I'd say, until now to really find his feet and his timing to come back. And as you saw today, he was absolutely unstoppable today.
When you're talking about the growth of wheelchair rugby league in Australia, you've been here since year one, number one heritage number in that England side. How does this win empower you in Halifax to be able to keep growing the game?
Yeah, I'm still clinging on. Luckily enough, we've got the Ashes tour for England moving forward. So I think the game in this country is going from strength to strength. The treble is what everybody dreams of, and what more could you actually want than everybody? And going undefeated all season. I try to keep bringing new ideas from the running game, from my experience in the running game, and try to implement it. Some things work, some things don't work. But yeah, we keep moving forward, and we've got so much depth now in our team.
Give us a word on Tom Kyd as well as a coach, coaching against you, maybe a master tactician. What were some of the worries that London might have turned out this afternoon?
I mean, they've got so much depth as well, with Lewis Mason and Joe. I mean, and Joe's fierce on the ball. If you don't lock his chair down and stop him, then he's going to run over you. So elusive to tackle. He's an amazing player. Come on a lot this season with his competitiveness and his fitness, and that he's pretty much unstoppable this year, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, London are flying now. Tom as a coach, he's a master of a coach. He won us the World Cup on his direction in 21. So we can't ask more. He's an amazing coach.
So I just want to go back to what you were saying about, obviously, Joe Kyd, Rob Hawkins, your player, and Jack Brown, the three of those contenders for this year's Wheels of Steel.
Please don't ask me, I'll be biased.
In your opinion, I know, but you've got two to be biased about. So who wins it and why?
I think if we go through the whole season, I'd give it to Joe. If you go through the whole season, Rob does what Rob does. You feel sorry for Rob sometimes because he does what he does, and he does it every year in, year out. Do we just keep giving it to Rob?
It's almost expected. He's the James Roby of wheelchair rugby league.
Yes, yeah, you just like, okay, Rob scored 7 tries again. Really? Could you not have done 10? So you kind of keep moving forward. Jack, like I said, I think Jack's found his form now, and it's taken him to moving into the Ashes tour. It's going to be amazing for England in the Ashes tour. But Joe's been consistent since day one, and he's got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I think Joe is the threat, and what he makes the massive difference on the London team.
Wayne Baldman, thank you for your honesty. Congratulations. You've got that medal around your neck. Go and enjoy this moment. Join your teammates and enjoy the celebrations tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate
Wayne Baldman, thank you for joining us. In every grand final, of course, there's a winner and there is a losing team. Let's head back to Kyle, who is with the head coach of the London Roosters.
Yeah, thanks, Jenna. Tom, look, commiserations. Where do you feel that grand final was won and lost?
I've got to give loads of credit to the way that Halifax executed their game plan. I thought they changed direction with ball in hand in the middle third of the pitch really well, which had us like chasing back and forth. It got us a little bit disconnected, and then that put a lot of fatigue into us, which probably opened up their kicking game. I think they scored 5 tries from long field kicks, and we didn't do a good enough job of defending those kicks and stopping Rob and Jack getting to the ball before we did.
Well, your opposition coach, Wayne Baldman, was very complimentary of you as a coach. This, of course, was your last head coaching role with the London Roosters. Does that make it even more disappointing?
I was content with how it was ending either way. You know, obviously it would have been brilliant to get the win, but I'm more proud of the work that we've done the last 4 years and how the team's grown. Like, this has been our best season with the reserves and all the support staff, so like this would have been the cherry on the cake, but I'm really excited for what's going to come for them with life after me, because they're just going to go from strength to strength.
And talking about moving forward, of course, you know, you'll all get on the plane. I think it's like 19th of October. Head down under for those 2 games against Queensland, New South Wales before the double test against the Wheelroos. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'll probably give myself 24 hours to be upset and think about what could have been, but then it'll be, you know, game face on to build up for that Australia tour. And we've not been away for that long, for that far, since 2019, and we want to win, we want to go there and win, and we want to give all of our people an amazing experience, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, commiserations again on this evening, but good luck in the future, Tom.
Thank you.
Well, joining us now is Rob Hawkins from the Halifax Panthers, the treble-winning Halifax Panthers, I should say, in the end. You won that one by 10 points. Just how did that victory come about?
Yeah, it were a difficult win. London put their all into that game, and we knew from the get-go, we've had close games with them all season long, so we knew they were going to come out fighting, especially with how they've won their games a lot of time this season. They've won it in that second half, so we knew, even though we're up in that first half, we've got to make sure that we can continue to put the pressure on in that second half. And it was a rough start, but we got there in the end.
You never really looked in doubt of coming away with that win, from my point of view. And hey, I'm no expert, but what was the feeling like out there? Was there a lot of nerves, a lot of stress, or did you almost feel quite comfortable?
Yeah, there were always nerves. I've been feeling nerves since I got here about 2 o'clock. All I remembered last season was just the hurt that we had here, well, not here, but over in Hull, where we just missed out at Leeds team, great team last season. And so I wanted to make sure that we at least complete this treble, because it's what a way to bounce back.
How much did that make you perform out here today? How much did you reflect on that game, where you went wrong and what you could do differently?
Yeah, I think it were a massive reflection. Just the stuff that we do wrong. The biggest problem with us is that it's always our errors. So our errors cost us, and we saw that today. We'd have a silly penalty, like we'd push, like we'd just get called for a pushing, and it punished us and it gave London a score. So we just need to make sure that we just kept going and play our game, quick play at ball, pass. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
And a big part of your game, Rob, is that synchronicity, almost telepathic synchronicity between yourself and Jack Brown. There was my favourite try tonight when he's kicked through, you've chased it, scored it, joy on your face. Just tell us about that connection in your game. Yeah,
since Jack's got back from Australia, it's felt like he hasn't been gone. Obviously, as a lot of people know who's followed my career and also Jack's, Jack was the one who's taught me everything I know alongside Wayne. So all of a sudden, because my head's kind of sped up to how he plays, it's just like we've never left. Like we've always just played together a lot more than what we did in national stage. And as a world-class player as well, how far can you go? How much more improvement have you got in you? I mean, I've got a number of years. I want to continue playing as long as I can. It's funny to think that in the 9-10 years I've been playing, I'm only one trophy away, and that's a Wheel of Steel. I've won everything else, but I'm still hunting that, but I'm still hunting to get as many other trophies as I can. That I want to go for more golden boots. Rob, you say you're hunting that. Well, you are a contender this year alongside Joe Kyd, who played against you today, and of course Jack Brown, who we've already spoken about. Just on Brown, how does he make your game better? How does he make you a better player? I think just with how Jack plays, Jack is just a threat wherever he's on the field, whether he's on or off the ball, he's constantly being watched. And that just takes eyes away from players like myself and then the rest of the team, so that we can just do the job that we need to. But you can't also knock the speed that he has. He's one of the quickest players in this game, without a doubt. It's really difficult to actually explain fully without actually just pulling back on all of his career and everything he does. Rob Hawkins, congratulations. You are the treble winners, and you've been fantastic, and we of course wish you all the very best of luck for the Wheels of Steel, which will be announced Tuesday week. We cannot wait. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, here is confirmation of the score here in Manchester. The Betfred Wheelchair Super League Grand Final, the Halifax Panthers winning it by 10 points in the end. It was 42-32, the London Roosters
Halifax never really looked like they were in doubt of winning the treble here. Jack Brown was the outstanding player. He was the Betfred player of the match as his team now in the trophy cabinet. They have the League Leaders Shield, they have the Challenge Cup, and they have the Super League trophy. James Simpson-Hill is back alongside us. Great job in commentary. We thoroughly enjoyed listening to you out there. But in the end, it was the Halifax Panthers, who, of course, your Leeds Rhinos last year in the grand final. You came away with the trophy last year, but this year it went back to the Panthers.
It certainly did, and they thoroughly deserved it. I think it came across in commentary, and all their players have said they made a lot of errors. There was a lot of mistakes they made. But great teams find a way to win. Regardless, things are going against you, you've still got to find a way. And even though they were giving away these errors, giving away these penalties, something Wayne has always preached, he did it last year, they still found a way to win. And that's what good teams do. And they'll reflect on that and they'll be like, so what, we won, regardless. And London pushed them all the way, and every time they let London in, London took that opportunity and they executed and they scored, and they made Halifax really work for it and keep clawing ahead and trying to keep that lead. But yeah, it was a fantastic final, and there'll be a lot of sore bodies tomorrow morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, there will be. You mentioned the London Roosters. JJB, in that second half, we said how important it was for the Roosters to come out firing. And they did, didn't they?
They did, yeah, through Lewis King, I think about 5 or 6 minutes into it, and they had to change the gameplay a little bit different. I thought they offloaded the ball really well and weaved in and out of that Halifax defence quite well. Again here, James, Lewis opening it up.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like London's offloads were more direct and that they had more meaning behind them. But there, Lewis is holding it. He's one of the best edge players on the planet. He's holding it wide. He's getting the ball. He's getting that ball down before getting whacked. He knows he's going to take a whack for it.
And look at this fella here, just weaving in and out of the London defence. This is why he's world class. You just can't catch him. He's like a hologram.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's like water, isn't he? And you see this one here, Mason, inside ball. This is where they kind of realised they had to throw it about a bit. A lot of unorthodox passing. Again, the scoring in the edge. Do you know?
Jason Owen, yeah.
And what about the wheel control here? And if I'm right there, he's got to keep that wheel from going in touch. Just manages to do it there. Unbelievable.
Absolutely, yeah. You see some of the best edges do it. You've got to stay in, and you realise you're going out, you pop it up. But here, Jack, again, he's such a threat, and he's going, and that's just nice straight hands. You're keeping your edge, you're keeping your depth. Do you know, they're the two key things in this game. Jack, he's such a threat. There's 2 players on him. Puts that edge player in such an awkward position. You see Joe hold Casper long enough to get him interested, and then he offloads the ball, and Wayne makes himself a bit of an easier kick.
Yeah, if Jack Brown's not setting up tries, I mean, he's scoring them, of course, setting up. Rob Hawkins here for another try for him. I mean, Jack Brown, I said it to the head coach before, we're so lucky, aren't we, to be watching him?
It's the concentration on his face there that really impresses me, and it's a master of his craft. He puts it right on the money, exactly where he wants Rob Hawkins to be. You see the frustration of the 3 London players who just can't get there.
No, and you see here, Joe, again, that running threat. Like, Casper's been fantastic on the edge. He got some tries, he got some luck. Joe's drawing him in, and look at that, it's quite an unorthodox pass, you know, little offload. He's having to catch it above his head, and then he's having to get that ball down before he gets whacked for his trouble.
And the Roosters, they didn't really go away, did they?
No, and you don't want to. You've got to keep fighting, because you don't know when your next chance is going to be. But Joe's coming in there, and you can see Casper's seen that gap. He's seen there's an option, and everyone else is so wide and so deep. They're drawing the other defenders. Casper's gone straight through and scored with the stick.
So, James, I know you used to play the game. Jonesy, you've tried it. I haven't yet tried it, so I am purely just a fan of the game. But I've watched it for many years. Just tell me exactly how much coordination is needed to be able to do that, to be in your chair, controlling the chair, and then also trying to manage a rugby league ball.
Yeah, it's incredibly... I forget what it's like until I see people do it for the first time. I did a session with the Rhinos women's team a few years ago, and once they'd figured out how to push the chair, you give them a ball and they just freeze, because they think they need a third hand to hold the ball and push it around. But it takes a lot of training, a lot of coordination, a lot of just being in the chair and pushing, going out of cones, you know, things like that. But it is a skill, and you learn how to use the chair without your hands. You'll see the best players, they're pushing with no hands. They're pushing, letting go of the wheels and using the body to move the chair and manipulate it. And that's because you need your hands free to catch and pass the ball.
I mean, so much skill involved. I struggled parking my car here this afternoon, but that's another story for another day. Jamie Jones Buchanan, we've spoken about them already, but I just want to reference the 3 outstanding players for the 2025 Betfred Super League wheelchair season. Of course, Jack Brown, we've waxed waxed lyrical, haven't we, about him? He's so good. Rob Hawkins, who we've also spoken to, and of course, Joe Kyd of the London Roosters, all three JJB worthy contenders.
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to look past Jack Brown, isn't it? He's a class above everybody else. But Kyd as well has been phenomenal. I just like the way he goes about his game. He's really professional. Nathan Collins in there coming to congratulate what will be an England teammate pretty soon. He's another world-class player, isn't he? But yeah, this guy can teach you a few lessons, and I'm sure he'd be willing to give you a few if you wanted as well, Jenna.
Absolutely. I don't know if I'm strong enough or coordinated enough to give it a go. Definitely won't be cameras around, that is for sure. Just finally, we know that the Ashes are coming up next month. Is the gap between England and Australia, is it closing? Because as we saw in the World Cup back in 2021, England just dominated that.
I think it is closing, and I think this is a fantastic opportunity for the Australians to test where they're at, coming up against the world number one and seeing what needs to change before a home World Cup next year. And strangely, Jack's been quite an architect of that, been coaching the Queensland team over there. So the Queensland team have actually come on leaps and bounds because of him. So I'm sure some of the stuff Jack's been teaching them we will see the Aussies put into practice, but this is a great opportunity for them to test where they're at and then see what needs to be different, ready for their home World Cup next year.
Okay, well, that might be the end of the Betfred Wheelchair Super League season, but we still have plenty more action coming your way. Starting on Friday, it is the men's semi-final at the Brick Community Stadium. It is the Wigan Warriors who finished the regular season in second. They are taking on the Lee Leopards. Join us from 7:30 p.m. Sky Sports Plus. And then on Saturday, it is Hull KR, who of course are going for their own treble. They have to get past St Helens, who upset or beat in the final play of the game last night, the Leeds Rhinos. That one, 5 p.m, Sky Sports Plus. And that is one down tonight. We have 4 grand finals left for you starting next Sunday. 3 on Sunday. The NRLW, the Roosters up against the Broncos. 5:50 a.m. Sky Sports Mix, same channel from 8:30 a.m. It is the NRL grand final. The Melbourne Storm up against the Brisbane Broncos. And then at 5 p.m. same day, it is the Women's Super League grand final. The Wigan Warriors, who they too are going for the famous treble. They are going up against St Helens. And then on Saturday, October 11th, who will be at Old Trafford in the Men's Super League Grand Final? We still do not know. We'll know a lot more after Saturday. But that's 5 p.m, Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports main event. But what an afternoon, what an evening we have had here in Manchester. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, James Simpson-Hill, thank you for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure. Congratulations to the Halifax Panthers, who are treble winners in the wheelchair competition. Fantastic effort from them today. Celebrations, no doubt, will be going long into the night. Well done to Jack Brown. Amazing effort.